रुक जाओ, एड्स ऑफ करने दो. लेट मी क्विकली ऑफ द एड. ऑफ ये कैसे पहुंचे? म्यूजिक दे दो. अरे मैं बार बार भूल जाता हूँ यार, भूल जाता हूँ मैं. हेलो 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 हेलो, कैसे हो सब लोग? कैसे हो, कैसे हो? ये कौन सा चैलेंज है? कौन सा चैलेंज? ये जी वाला. जी वाला अलग अलग टीम के साथ खेल रहे हैं. मतलब ऐसा नहीं है कि कुछ अपर ब्रैकेट है, लोअर ब्रैकेट है. इट्स जस्ट अ शो मैच. देखने हो कि जी कैसा कर रहा है, बाकी टीम्स कैसा कर रहा है, और क्या क्या इम्प्रूव हो रहा है, क्या क्या चीज़ें गलत हो रहा है, और क्यों गलत हो रहा है, और गलत हो भी रहा है तो कैसे गलत हो रहा है, और वो सब मतलब सब चीज़ देखने को और ऑडियंस के सामने रखने को. इट्स अ शो मैच. तो वेरी एक्साइटेड टू बी फ्रेंड्स विद क्रिस्टल. स्ट्रीम्ड स्क्रिम्स. सिंपल आंसर, स्क्रिम्स नहीं बोल सकते कि स्क्रिम्स टेक्निकली क्या रहता है मालूम है? सारा राउंड्स खेलते हैं. 24 या 26 टोटल राउंड्स रहता है, वो सारा वो लोग खेलते हैं. लेकिन ये मैचेस में अगर 13-3 हो गया तो मतलब खत्म. मतलब 16 राउंड हो गया खत्म. 13-0 हो गया, 13 राउंड हो गया खत्म. तो टेक्निकली नॉट स्क्रिम्स. और स्क्रिम्स में एक एक चीज़ बार बार करते टू फिनेस और टू इम्प्रूव, या वो स्ट्रैट बेटर करने के लिए. ये ऐसा नहीं है, ये लोग जीतने के लिए ही खेल रहे हैं. और जो वो लोग ने स्ट्रैट्स पहले बनाया है वैसा कंपटीशन जैसे खेल रहे हैं. तो टेक्निकली स्क्रिम्स नहीं बोल सकते, बट टूर्नामेंट भी नहीं बोल सकते बिकॉज इट्स नॉट, कुछ प्राइज वाइज नहीं है. इट्स शो मैच. तो देखते हैं क्या सीन है. ऑफ सीजन इवेंट है, ये बोल सकते हैं, ये बोल सकते हैं, ये बोल सकते हैं. व्लॉग हुआ है, मेरे को पता भी नहीं. व्लॉग हुआ है रे, मैं तेरे को ड्राइव में डाला हुआ है. मैं तेरे को देता हूँ. पंको, पंको, पंको दो. लिसन नो. है अपलोड ही हो रहा है. तेरे को मिल जाएगा अभी थोड़ी देर में. पासे वीटो डन और वाट. पिन कर दे भाई. हेलो, कुछ पिन विन नहीं, पिन यही होने वाला है जब तक सेल चालू है तब तक. चलो तो देखते क्या चल रही बूट कैंप पे. डिस्को लाइट्स. भाई ये लोग क्या देख रहे स्क्रीन पे? एक बार जूम करके दिखा दो यार. मेरा क्यूरियोसिटी को वो कर दो. कुछ तो ये लोग देख रहे इमेज एकदम घूर घूर के एकदम. ये क्वालिटी की अम्मा बहन की हो रखी है. हैं? हेलो, डिस्को लैग हो रहा है क्या? हैं? हैं? अच्छा, वो उनका वो था बे, सीसीटीवी कैमरा का. और बताओ, और बताओ. बंक्स भाई किस में, किस टीम? वाईटी में देखो. नहीं बराबर है, वो उसका सीसीटीवी का था. सक्सेसफुली इग्नोर्ड किस करे? अपन क्या करने वाले थे? हाँ, ऑडियो.
So, I'm just gonna have a quick look at what
सीसीटीवी
exactly
का था वो.
was the last time
नाउस का स्पेलिंग
NAOS
है
played on
टाइटल में.
Split. They did
ओ
have a double
एन
duel
ए
list
ओ एस है क्या?
themselves. I can
माफ
see
करो.
it right now. They played a Sky. They had a Raze and Jet with a Cypher and Omen.
डन
So they did play
Yeah.
double duelist for the
डन
last
डन
8 times
डन.
that they've played this, and the most
नाउस नहीं,
recent
नाउस
one I
है.
think
मैं
it
भी
was just
नाउस
about
लिखा था,
three
लेकिन वो
months
नाउस नहीं,
ago.
नाउस है
Yeah,
करके मेरे
about
को
three
समझा.
months
इट्स
ago.
नाउस.
So it's been a while since they've played this map, but double duelist seems to be where
दो
they
टीम्स
might
इन्वाइट है,
end up
उनका
going.
गेम प्लान भी
Unless, of
समझ
course,
आएगा
the
जी को.
change of
गेम
Poppy,
प्लान नहीं
heading
समझेगा.
out has,
वो
put
तो
kind
चेंज
of
हो
Yeah,
जाएगा
something
जब
at
तक
work.
मेन इवेंट आएगा. लेकिन
I wouldn't be surprised thinking about it now as well
कैसे
if we actually see a
स्टार्ट करते
really
कैसे
old
काउंटर स्ट्राइक
composition come
करते हैं
out
वो
for
थोड़ा
Global
जल्दी
Esports. Seen a
समझेगा
lot of teams shy away from the stage, right? But we know that Crystal is an actual stage player once upon a time.
Yeah.
भाई ये
Eagle
लोग ज्यादा
Sova being
खुश
the
लग रहे हैं ये
preference.
लोग
If you
ज्यादा
bring out
खुश लग
Sova
रहे
on
हैं
split, I'm asking questions. I'm always going to ask questions. But I wouldn't actually be surprised if we get that, or maybe even a chamber. I mean, you could try and flex on towards that. I think that's where it's going to be interesting. But to steer back on towards the now side of things, even though they're changing one player in a couple of roles, the majority core four still know how they operate on those previous agents, right? So that kind of is the no-brainer to shift a player here and there in a role, a new player come in, but for the remaining, it'll be like 2 or 3, they're going to be playing the same role, right? So I think that does make a lot of sense to, again, really get the fundamentals down pat for these new rosters.
Yeah, you know,
हाथ वाले
I'm
डांस
pretty
कर
sure
रहे हैं हाँ
that
ना
you would expect, you
Binks
know,
by your prediction मेरा prediction ये है कि
that
sunset अपन
Crystal's
जीतेगा
gonna probably play on that initiator role, you know, in most sense, I mean,
और
Skylar Fade. But if he picks this
पता
Sova,
नहीं यार
then
मेरे
there's
को
definitely
I
some
need
thought
to
behind
watch
it,
more
in the
of
sense that, you know, they
Patrick
want to keep him on the Sova because he's so effective with that
Patrick
agent,
का मेरे को
no
ज़्यादा
matter what the
देखने
map it is. Or, like you just mentioned, Chamber. Honestly, I would not be opposed to see Crystal on a Chamber, man. I think he would rock.
Ozzy तेरे को वो भेज रहा हुआ मैं
Yeah, well, I'm thinking for Utitan as well, right? Are we getting the Cypher, which is still one of the normal mainstream agents coming on towards Split? Are we going a little bit out and beyond onto a Killjoy? Are we getting a Vice? I think that would be really interesting if we are starting to cook with some new different agents as well. If you are running, you know, the Sage, you don't necessarily need to see the Cypher, so you can be a little bit more relaxed and assistive on potential flash variety. You know, so I think there is a lot to kind of theorize when it comes toward this one, but for a completely new roster, right, coming onto a map that's still technically one of the newer ones back in towards the pool, there is a lot of questions that you can raise and theorize. I think though, from what we're hearing from Crystal earlier, they are kind of ready for this, right? They're figuring out what they needed to after yesterday's game. We hear it from the coach as well. It's not their tactics or anything that is lacking, right? It's just a little bit of that chemistry and cohesion in timing. So you pick that back up. A map like Split starting off on the defensive side here, Uni. I mean, pistol, bonus, you know, you get those 3 over the line and you're kind of laughing.
Yeah, I'm really gonna expect Global Esports to at least look at an 8-4 as a minimum success before they head into the second half, because it's not gonna be easy, you know, attacking on Split, especially against an experienced team, which clearly has been together for a lot longer, barring the one player change. Of course,
explain.
the
so
I expect NAOS to do you know, really good on their map pick. This is of course what they're comfortable with, but Global Esports, I expect them to give just as much of a fight, and because they're starting off on defense,
content creator
I would say anything less than an 8-4 it will be a little concerning for the second half for me.
Yeah. Well, I'm looking toward it as well, and actually remembering Harpy, clutch percentage, and Split go hand in hand, right? That was a very large successive stat that, you know, we see for their Split success time and time again. So you remove, you know, you kind of star from the equation, you're left for the remaining guys to really pick up the pace, to step up, to get those clutches, or to not even see those clutches be required, where you, again, flip it on over to its head for Global, where you've got the clutch minister coming in towards your side right now on this map, right? So he can fall back onto, you know, those
NAOS इंडियन टीम में yes NAOS इंडियन टीम है मुंबई और नवी मुंबई और सब यहाँ के लोग हैं, थाने के भी एक है, समझ रहे हो, कारगर साइड के 4 बंदे लोग हैं, समझ रहे हो, और बीकेसी से 5 लोग, तो यहाँ
टीम में 5 बंदे होते हैं पर ऐसे 11 बंदे,
as they're going to be going for that Jet and Race combo, but it's a lot more aggressive. No Sentinel on NAOS. Pretty.
Excuse me.
You know, they've piqued my interest now. I'm really curious to see how.
I'm asking oldest content creator.
Yeah, I think Xavier K is going to have a little bit more autonomy to play into the Viper, specifically tendencies and drawing out on this attacking side. But you flip on over, and I mean, we are getting the Sova to come through on Split. It's always one of these questionable scenarios, but we know how powerful Crystal can be with this agent, and more importantly for the rest of the squad, how they're going to play around it as well, now that the Neon has actually been played as the solo duelist.
Yeah, well, he is here.
heavy meat fight
It's a pretty heavy stack on that B Heaven and Vent side, but now it's actually have a little bit of alert coming in. Yuta spotted it, and back they come from Vent. And there's a trade
cross
one almost got taken out there, Patrick. But the Agent comes in right towards mid once again. Next he gets one. Poppy with the trade, and it's going to be Emmett to make sure that the B side is going to be empty for the taking. It's definitely going to come down. It's a 2v3, but
लेकिन वाइपर बहुत दूर है वाइपर.
Will he be able to stop the planner? No, he will not.
वाइपर बहुत दूर है.
The drop down gets the first, swings out for the other. Not too aware of the pillar position.
अब बचा है.
1v2.
Sky time bind कर रहा है. मैं बैंक में किसकी तरफ हूँ?
Stick it. He's gonna stick it. Is he actually gonna stick it all the way?
Oh.
But no cigar. It's gonna be Shadi coming in from mid just in time to secure that round for NAOS.
Yeah, that's a little bit unfortunate. I was looking on towards the radar as well, and there was that potential alert coming through from Xavi way late into the piece as well, so you technically only needed to see Eman buy some time on those rotations. I was also kind of interested to see how Papi's playing around it, because they're opting for the Astra to, again, play a little bit more autonomy. We're going to see a lot of this off-action gameplay potentially come from a lot of these members on the Global Esports squad. And as you mentioned as well, you know, running sentinel-less over on the attackers, it means that they're going to have to get a little bit more spread around the map and picking and choosing where they want to take their fights, what information they want to be using. And I wouldn't actually mind seeing them go a little bit quicker as well, right? You've got the standard ability of putting the flash with double duelist to get in your face very quickly. You can play with the up and down of the wall over to the A site.
ओवर एस साइड किसका मैप पिक है? ये मैप पिक अपना नहीं है.
Sunset अपनी है. 9 times out of 10, 99 times out of 100, it should be NAOS winning this sort of round.
भाई डबल कंट्रोलर भीटी है ना रे
directly to the other side of the map, and they're going to see no one home.
Yeah, there's just one camera there from Yudo who's left it just in case anybody comes through, and I'm pretty sure that they've spotted it as well. Yep, it's been taken out, and that's going to give the cue to Global Esports. This is going to be an A hit, but they're still going to stick around, expecting it to be a fake, most likely.
Yeah.
But not going to be the case now. Still giving them the respect, playing it really quiet here. They're just going to walk through as they've gotten a free sight in their hands.
Huh?
They still look at.
well,
they're actually really careful about how they hit it, even if Global Esports are on eco.
Yeah, well, this is one of the things when you've got the solo initiator as well, right? When you've only got a Trailblazer and 2 flashes, if you're sacrificing them into the site, there's still a couple of angles that they could be hiding towards. So you do have to cut a couple of corners in this agent selection that NAOS have found, as we now switch on to just damage allocation for Global.
Well, he does have that one disgusting weapon, which of course is one of his best attributes. The Bucky, he's gonna get into the site, slides down, nobody on elbow, but there is a trade. Crystal and Moser exchange one, it's another, one after the other. For keeping their mark here, and they're finding 3 weapons down. Honestly, that's a great eco from them. Even Elevator told it yesterday when he was on, the stream. He mentioned that he considers a good eco round on any day to be at least 3 kills coming out of that. And hopefully just dropping the main rifles. So this is actually a decent damage round for them.
Yeah, you force a lot more investment into this bonus round as well, right? It will be a little bit assisted for the guys over on NAOS that did get that plant down as well. But when you're considering Bucky getting a kill and a couple of classics in there as well, you're getting this extra utility on the side of Global coming into this 3rd round, where it should lean a little bit more heavily in their favor. We're already seeing a little bit of spread action around the map in the exploratory form of the early rounds from NAOS. So I wouldn't expect really anything too different on the back of that. As they are all grouped up over at A main at the moment, the wall blocking over with that dart, and no immediate rotations from Global Esports. They're playing a lot more reactive at the moment instead of gaining that initiative to get some forward action, because they really only do have what the recon dart from Crystal can.
Yeah. They were hoping that Yudo might get.
मेरे हिसाब से GQ जीतेगा पता है मैप.
Gonna end up working against NAOS there. Somebody will get detected, but they're gonna hold on. Cypher Cam, as we ourselves are watching what's going on with it. Here goes the Trailblazer. He may clear up any close tripwires. He's detected. A lot of pressure. Come on, him. He's moving around his own cages here, but Javi still found one, and Yudo trades back.
वो Power Rangers देखा क्या?
And here comes Patrick, one on top. The other one's gonna blast a bunch of bullets into his faces. It's gonna be Mosier punishing him with his own
सामने वाला टीम स्ट्रांग है.
and once again it's Global
इसने देखा हो Power Rangers?
the back foot here. A 2 versus 3. The plant's gonna go down, open for main, and it's up to the Clutch Kings here to bring it back for Global.
Yeah, you got to wait to see what Poppy Smokes are going to be able to do right now as well. But they really need to get this crossfire into the mix together, and it's just not going to work out, is it? Nexi, right position, right timing as well. And at the end, it feels all too clinical, Uni, for them to close that one out over on the side of NAOS too. Because you just look at the beginning engagements, right? Settled, they wait out Crystal's utility, he moves away from the action, and then you're putting in a Trailblazer with both of your duelists going in towards the site, clearing everything out, and just speed in towards the side as well to get up close and personal in your face with the Bucky. So kind of difficult for Global to counter that, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Yokum bhai, naam to bhi change ho raha hai, batao.
For NAOS to actually win this one because they're gonna put up maybe 4 on the back of this, and on attack, getting 4 in the first half itself in the first 4 rounds is a big win on split.
भाई अभी क्वेश्चन है कि अगर योकम भाई ने थ्रो किया तो हम ऋषि सर को बोले या अन्ना को बोले? That's the question right there.
Yeah, there's a lot more of a premium on Crystal's utility being successive as well, because you can't really just rely upon the Cypher camera to be playing back either. It needs to be forward to gain early information, because you immediately see one player on side of Global Esports spotting out 2 in mid, and that's cause for immediate rotations over to the B site, expecting that there might be a bit of a pinch coming in towards it. This is one of the deficits on this roster of agents that Global is seeing. They have to be bodies to secure information. They can't rely on utility to do it, really.
Yeah.
Oh,
that's a big kill, Yudo. He's gonna get away with that. He couldn't even pick up the orb and go to the ultimate, but no, he's got pressure coming in from heaven. They do have the ultimate coming in, and there's lightning strike overdrive. It's the one, and this is a big round changer. It always has
impossible
been, but the instant rotation from NAOS coming in towards the B side. They're running in towards B heaven. They've got Mojo here to take this
a
little bit. He's on a half HP. Poppy's ready for it. If he can get this one, it's gonna be a big kill. They turn around the flash coming in. There comes once again. It's gonna be Patrick, but NAOS jump down like a water rain with all their members, and they find it. It's a 1v1. Time of the essence. He needs to stick this plant now, Nexi.
उसने देखा, इसने भी देखा, इसने देखा, उसने देखा, सबने देखा. लेकिन क्या इसने देखा कि उसने देखा, उसने देखा, इसने देखा. कैमरा ये टैग और ये रन एंड गन.
Yudo plays it safe, holds on for a second, spots him again.
Crazy round था.
It's gonna be a Global Esports round. We saw
ये crazy round
yesterday. We're gonna see something again today. Once again, the incision
ये crazy round था.
That overdrive from the Neon.
I mean, what did we hear earlier on in the piece with our input of the coaches, right? We heard that it's going to be your duelist to find the space with the team on the side, and it's going to be your sentinel to solo find their space and find their impact, their frags around every other part of the map. And that's exactly what we see from Yudatan at the end there. The 1 versus 1 coming forward. But the heavy lifting, really, the information that they spotted out early, having the right players at the right time and stalling NAOS from flooding out heaven. I was concerned for Papi overstaying his welcome, playing towards hell, but he did what was required. Some damage, some time buying for the team to rotate and get the job done. Now you shift into a quick A creep from NAOS up through towards ramp to find full control, but immediately initiative up through mid from Global as well. They know that they have the rotation covered.
I've got your trail.
Yeah, Crystal's actually in a great position, and he's going to be able to find one. Does not follow for the second. Yudo still on site. Uses this case to protect himself for the moment, but somehow it was Patrick's fault, not expecting somebody on site. Yudo goes out of the smoke. Unfortunately, could not have done anything else. Xavi was ready for him right there. And might just be found. No, he's going to be taken out. That is a flank they need to worry about now. Once Heaven, the heal comes back, the regrowth is going to help Mosier. He does have a nade still to keep pressure on towards Poppy if he decides to come into CT, and that's exactly what he's done. But now, it is a clear 2v3. Poppy, a lot of stars being deployed here. We smoke, the stun goes through, and there it helps Kelly. He gets the first, but they don't know Mojo's here. Poppy needs to check this, and he will. It's come down to just Nexi now. Smokes the entire side, keeps himself healthy. This
Papi!
It's going to be Poppy once
Papi!
again. This time against his ex team, and I'm pretty sure they're not going to be happy about that.
I mean, we talk about Papi, right? The clutch rate that he comes through, where required at the end. Though, not for a lack of effort from Nexi. The 1 versus 2, playing around his opponent's utility, dropping down a dark cover for himself, an opportunity if he wants to relocate into that one as well, but takes the angle. Got to say, that was a 2 versus 3 conversion in the end that we do see from Global Esports. Papi having Cosmic Divide available too, reminder, but not using it. So some great communications you would expect in that scenario for the 2 remaining guys to get the job done at the end there, to still keep this map in contention, right? 2 rounds in a row, both defuses. We're seeing NAOS get in towards these sites, but we're not seeing them with enough players, with enough space beforehand to lock it down. So will that change now going into this new 6 rounds? They're going up through the guts of mid. They're pushing Global Esports back already. And the hunt is actually on to Kelly S. He has to give up full control of vents, so you can pause. If you are NAOS right now, you can look for a bit of a reset. That's quite unfortunate for you, Dotan.
That's a short right
he gets the favor return that he delivered to Xavi 2 rounds ago on that eco round. That's what started off this
round. Good. जीत सकते हैं.
Finding the trade-off.
वो लोग को पता है Viper base से आ रहा है.
Was lost. And now
it's a counter 2 though.
Nice.
It is.
It's a counter 2. He saw both of them. They have to
जब
still be
तक ये
quite
लोग
paranoid
Viper
that
को
there
ढूंढ
might be
के
a flank because
मारेंगे,
they saw that Xavi AK was running away from the opponents, running away from the teammates there. Now they've found him. Okay, advantage. Hunter's Fury, actually, if you want, for Crystal to rip.
Indeed.
Yeah,
as soon as I mention it, it comes right down. Stars across to make sure that they don't get any.
देखो कैमरा में थोड़ा low है.
And there comes another one as well. He's gonna come into Hunter's Fury here just to give them space and the commotion to move in.
Ooh.
He's gonna tag Moser, but Shaw, he's holding actually a pretty great position. He could get into a nice little hole here and find themselves around, and they will. The crossfire, the triple crossfire. One from CT, one from Heaven, and one from the back side. Really great coastline positions here from NAOS as they find themselves.
I gotta say, that is a gorgeous pick of plant position from NAOS at the end there as well. Recognizing the fact that they've lost control of Garage when that kill comes through on towards Nexi, recognizing that Xavi AK is no longer near the action as well. You can't be planting in a default spot. You know that the Hunt, rather the Cosmic Divide at that point in time, is normally going to be placed to offset that main spam line, right? It's going to generally be planted for main if you've got full control of the site. So just the quick recognition for the guys over on NAOS to plant over towards side spawn instead. It really throws a spanner in the works for what Global tried to do. You could immediately see as soon as the Cosmic Divide went down, they charged to try and get on the spike defuse at that default spot, and well, what do you know, the spike wasn't there.
Yeah, you know, it was actually really smart play from NAOS to plant it all the way so deep, right at the edge of, you know, where the spawn cavity is, and they just got Mosier to take in all of the attention. Ja was untouched by the Hunter's Fury. He played at the edge of that, you know, wall, expecting somebody to walk in there. But it was such a great play from Eman because he kept the attention continued onto Mosier. Because the minute Mosier got tagged by the Fury, there's a flash that came in from Heaven, and Ja went completely undetected, and he found 2 there. Followed up, of course, by his
It's great.
Yeah,
it's great movement from Moja as well on the race kit,
Patrick,
just to make sure that he's getting around
player.
that. I got to say as well for Eman, really great playing around this regrowth. As we'll put a pause on that one because we do have some space and control over in B main. There is some significant damage to 2 of these members on Global Esports already.
Yeah, a lot of it. They've set up the bucket a little close by getting those smokes down. Now it's exploring every part of the map at the moment. Once again, he's gonna just hold on to that as Patrick is eager to find somebody just jiggle in and let Poppy do the first, take the first contact, and he shoots on the back of it. The regrowth is here once again. This piece of utility.
Exactly what I wanted to highlight was the time that the Eman has been always finding for the regrowth to come on out. But now when pressure starts to build, Uni, we're seeing a little bit of ill-advised duels from Global Esports sticking around against these primary rifles when they don't really have enough to be able to throw at it. You've also then got a gap in case things do start to come back towards the A site. 40 seconds? An opportunity still, but it kind of really just depends on what Udatan can do over at the A side.
Yeah, Xavi's still not made any
on
that A side. He's not been spotted. I think he was just now. I just saw a fading question mark towards A main. But he's gotten away from there, and now know for a fact that this B side is a lot more easily conquerable from them. But Crystal, he's checking corners, get the one big kill that he needs. He's got a new theft as well. If inside,
Viper को reach नहीं है.
You might have to Viper's Pit here as well if you are now. I mean, you want a little bit of the protection because this is where things get a bit risky in the 3 versus 3, and you give guns over to Global.
positions. Nurtef comes in, and now they know this is going to be a mostly
Heavy
hit
info.
there.
ये round जीत सकते जी.
This should be a CT take, but Kelly, his position is going to be paramount. And like you said, there comes the pit, but it's already given up one. Mosier's gone. Emin's going to have to play around, but he cannot. It's all on the Xavi to keep this pit alive, to keep his team alive for this round. It's a counter Viper pit coming from Kelly. The IGL's going to stick it, but
देखिए advantage यही Viper को है.
Xavi gets Kelly, and that's going to drop it down. But Crystal,
I was joking.
once again with the
No time.
Time नहीं है. I was joking the joking.
Doesn't matter how much he sits there to try and defuse it, it's not going to work out. A round really costly for Global Esports as well.
और बताओ chat.
They drained out, you know, one of
Stream
the
lag करो
Vipers
भाई,
from
stream lag करो.
They lost a new
जल्दी.
and their own Viper spin, and now they've got nothing. No one in the economy.
Yeah, quite expensive for themselves as well. I was really questioning as soon as I saw Kelly S going for that Viper's pit as well, because it was Kelly and it was Crystal who were relatively low before even getting into that environment, right? So that's what you're kind of considering. Okay, they're 2 players low in the pit, counter pitting. It's an open plant, spammable from side spawn. That is extremely risky to go for that in the end there. And yeah, Crystal gets the trade, but too little too late in that point in time. So NAOS is starting to really build up. Right now, but a shutdown in the B main immediately. Now this is where I say settle down. You've got the advantage. You don't need to give anything up.
Kelly's advantage पे.
Oh yeah. Okay, he finds Kelly in an awkward position, but Patrick once again ready for the aim. NAOS will find a little bit of an opening towards the A side. Yudo and Xavi have their constant fight going on at that A main. It's going to be Xavi coming out on top once again, but Crystal's there to try and make sure that there's no more penetrations on that side of the map.
That's a crazy shot.
He's actually crawled in. He's got a lot of information here.
That's a
could
crazy
call
shot.
Xavi to just come back to the B side once he gets.
चलो अब Sky ult मारेगा जब भी वो mid पे रहेगा.
Xavi's already made his way into.
It's not only Emon's information as well. It's the fact that the call from Xavi is that Crystal is still over at A. That they know that it is maximum 2 players over at B. It's why you've got the solo path and you clear everything out. I would not be surprised right now if Emon gets the plant and then hits the Seekers to see if there's any late flanks coming through. If there's anyone coming through that's really close to protect it on the plant. Because this is that gamble rotation over for Global Esports, and it's okay, it's very valid because they've still got the player advantage, but 20 seconds to go, now you start to consider, okay, have we potentially opened up to a B main flank? Because this smoke, it throws a bit of a spanner in the works again. You have to consider it. I'm expecting the speakers to be ripped from Emma, and they are.
Yeah, there they are. Now they know that all 3 are here, and it's going to be a all-out growl, but Crystal, what a shot!
Or low Phantom.
The Phantom Curse hits him, and Emin's gonna have to fight it out. He will not be ready for it.
Good. भाई हुकुम के shot crispy है.
At the last second there, and it's Global Esports making a good decision to just stick together, not leaving anybody on B. The decision to make sure that both, you know, Patrick and Poppy just come back, play with Crystal, and not really give anything to Emin to play with was actually, you know, paramount. Because if Emin had gotten even 1 kill, it would have been a 2v2, real difficult because Crystal was on the other side of the map.
It's just playing strength in numbers at that point in time as well. You're either playing a full retake with a player advantage, or you're having all your members there for a battle to justify getting trades very rapidly, right? So really nicely done for Global Esports to just make sure they're all on the same page at that point in time. And I will still say a valiant effort for NAOS. The caveat being very big Phantom versus Vandal. One of those decisive duels as well. As we still keep things competitive here. Now structuring up for yet again some great ramp control that kind of does have to be respected.
Oh, Crystal where he just knows, doesn't he? He knows he does that recon, came up close with that, a little bit of that tangent. But look at his position. He's actually kind of crawled in.
Yeah, but he can't do anything with it really.
Pace बहुत है, लेकिन angles G का better है.
So we'll have to see a little bit of lull in action now come through. Although, with that drone, actually, there is timing. The camera didn't even spot out Jar. Unfortunately, Crystal was ready with the gun, but it's not available for that one. And now it's a little bit more awkward for Patrick, isn't it? Because they're like ships in the night. They pass each other in darkness, but 2 versus 2 now.
यहाँ पे 1v1 fight.
He could win a potential 1 versus 1. Patrick, what a shutdown on that shot. Uni, now it's all on to Poppy.
Yep. It's all onto him once again. It's a 1v2. Yesterday it was Crystal. Today it has to be Poppy. Emin's pretty low, so that is a takeable duel at the moment. He needs to just find him because he knows he's low. He knows that one's on site. Time to find the other. got a good start in. Try to maybe seize him, make him feel uncomfortable. There goes the stun, and one way as well. He's trying to confuse him about his own position, but Emin's ready for it, for him to push in from CT. Clears every corner. Time working against him. The faster he needs to move right now is the better it'll be for him to secure this round. There's a sound, but takes out his knife in the last second there. Not expecting somebody to be watching the outing there. It's going to be number 6 for now. This is a little concerning given 6 on split on attack is amazing.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I'm looking at Papi as well.
Yeah,
and
for
sure. Have we actually ever seen him play on the Astra? And the answer is no, right? So there's a little bit of that exploration that you have to come in towards it. And again, perfect tournament to be able to do so, right? When you're trying to figure out things in an official capacity with a team, what works, what doesn't work, changing agents, you know, is there role comfort for Papi on the Astra at the moment? It doesn't really feel like there is too much of it. He's out of the action a lot of times, but for right now, I mean, who is feeling comfortable is that man right there. It's Patrick with that bucket. It's Crystal with the Sheriff. Disregard the Sova. It's 5 versus 3 and an opportunity for Global Esports to actually pick apart this round.
Good. ओमेन के पास अल्ट है. और यहाँ पे कास्टर का साउंड नहीं आ रहा है. उड़तान को पहला पीक मिलने वाला है. उड़तान उड़ गया. यहाँ पे पापी ले रहे थे एक बंदे का, वो भी गया. अभी कुछ बचा नहीं है. ये राउंड हाउस जीत गई है. बहुत क्रेजी.
I'm not gonna lie. From the 5 versus 3 onto the 2 members to just run that one back for the side of NAOS. Yeah, that one is real interesting.
Careful.
Should have been around for NAOS to be able to get that one back.
लव स्टोरी के बाद ही ब्रेकअप्स आते हैं, याद रखना. वो अलग सीन था.
Right here.
We'll have to see coming into this freshie.
Right here.
योको मार रहा है बे आज.
Is going to be able to at least
कल
make
पूरी
it
टीम
interesting.
मार रही थी, योको नहीं मार रहा था. आज
Again, a
योको
couple
मार
of
रहा
these
पूरी टीम
ultimates they do
सा.
have in possession, but once again,
That's a team
I gotta
bonding
say,
right there.
the amount of space that they keep getting up towards the ramp for now, so I'm surprised that there's no real connections on that Hunter's Fury coming through. You've already got the creep up through mid as well. Patrick isn't able to find too much there, but Yudotan on towards next year. You start to get a little bit more information, but once again, just the trades, the battles in 2 separate parts of the map. Jar doubling down.
Crystal का round है.
Recover this one.
ये free kill.
Positioning from Crystal, actually, it'll be unexpected. Maybe spotted out. The end.
ये वाला नहीं था. वो वाला free kill था. ये वाला नहीं था.
Jar, who's looking for the 4K.
Papi!
Papi just again, he can't get that one. A 4K from Jar going above and
right
beyond. Now certainly putting in a solid effort on split.
I'm back. Am I back? Can you hear me?
CVO की ही membership नहीं है यार.
Alright, thank you. Alright, I'm back. Sorry, small little technical glitch on my end, but another round for now, as it seems, should have gone around. I actually kind of missed a bunch of that round because it's trying to just reconnect. But we're here on the final
Wrong
round.
ID.
Bunch of ultimates to work with over here for NAOS. Actually, this should be anything but a GE round at this point, by the looks of it.
Please, Jinx करना बंद कर दो. मैं नहीं कर रहा हूँ. Oh, these बंदे.
Mosher finds 2, but Patrick gets a little too ambitious there.
यार थोड़ा ओवर हिट हो रहा है ना वो.
B main side to find a kill. It's gonna be the Seekers committed, but to no avail. The enabler here.
Good.
The kill comes out. It's gonna be Evan to find the trade. He's got a Yudo up against him.
Come on, Udotan.
Flash. He's a blind man here,
Nice.
but somehow okay.
1v1 इधर हो सकता है
At
भाई.
all, it trickles down to a quiet 1v1.
एक का भी कैमरा देख रहा.
After a pretty chaotic mid attack.
Spike mid पे है.
It's all really down to timing
अब
and
सिर्फ timing
experience,
वाला
and a little bit of luck at this point as well.
हाँ,
You've got
अब
your
कुछ भी हो
utility still
अब
set
कुछ भी
over
हो
at the A side if you are Yudotan, but you sit back a little bit.
A
You
पे
let
जाएगा,
Papi kind of
cam
reveal
है.
himself at the moment, though.
तो
I did
Viper
just
जाएगा
notice
B
this
पे.
up. He's one away from
करके
Viper.
ये
So
भी
if the
B
plant
पे.
does come down, there's not a lot that Yudotan's going to be able to
लेकिन
figure out.
प्रॉब्लम क्या मालूम है,
Also seeing
अगर
from
प्लांट
that
करते
mid-duel,
वक्त नहीं
something that
मारा
Mojo's
तो
been doing
आएगी
really
वाइपर
well
आएगी.
so far is finding immediate space on
लेकिन
his range.
जिस हिसाब
And
से
something that
पोजीशनिंग है
Patrick,
उड़तान
I'll
भाई
give some
का.
free analysis to them right now. Every
It
time we see a
feels
kill from
like,
Patrick, he always doubles
free
down and
round.
goes for a
It feels
slide in
like
for
a
a
free
second one
round
almost immediately.
for Udotan.
And he's
वहाँ पे
bitten off
कैमरा
before
कौन
he can
डाला?
chew once
Cypher को
again.
कौन
So
देख रहा था
there's a
बे
little bit
ऊपर
of free
से?
gimme. That one needs to be reeled in just a tad.
Yeah, Xavi's made his way to the B site.
Come
He's
on.
gonna clear every corner. Does he push up towards CT? No, he will not. He's gonna just
Let's go,
it
let's
down
go,
as the
let's
smoke
go.
is gonna cover him up for just a couple of seconds.
Good.
The Viper's
Good.
hit as
Good.
it comes up, goes down
Good.
just as quick as
Good.
GE find a 4th round. You know, I did mention before the game that it would be great for GE to find the 8-4.
DCM
Would be the minimum for them.
मैंने
It seems
मिथुन
like
का
they
मेंबरशिप
heard the
लिया लाइफ टाइम का.
Yeah, for sure. And that's just, again, Valorant's experience at
that's
the
a
end
good
there
point,
for
right?
Udotan too, right? In recognizing the fact that the plant goes down, the pit will be available.
It's ping
You've
diff.
got
You
that
can
deploy
play
time that
good
it comes
because
through,
same
which you pretty
ping.
much usually guarantee to kill unless that body gets the better of you. So, well done at the ends to bring a sense of stability to the all but shambles defensive side for Global Esports. And as we just peek into this scoreboard, look at old mate Patrick at the top.
चीचा मेरी बात सुनो. जो 20 पिंग का डिफरेंस है ना, 20 पिंग का डिफरेंस, उसमें अगर तुम लोग ऐसा मोड़ के भी एंगल में आओगे तो तुम लोग मार सकते हो. मतलब इतना ज्यादा मैटर नहीं करता. मैटर करता है पिंग, लेकिन ये लोग 80-90 पूरे 100 पिंग में नहीं खेले जहाँ पे लोग लैग हो रहा है, फिर रजिस्टर थोड़ा लेट हो रहा है. इट्स अ वेरी 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 माइन्यूट डिफरेंस है,
down right at the
but
back of the
minute.
side. Oh, there he goes. It's going to be Patrick once again, leading the charge for his team. A great setup of
भाई
Poppy,
ये
but
दो
Jump
वो दो
is
सब दो
gonna
मार
be
रहे
traced back
हैं.
and double
कैसे?
Oh my God, these
कौन
dudes
क्यों
are
कैसे
shooting off.
कैसे जीते? क्या हो रहा है?
Blinded Neon.
सब लोग तो रो कर रहे हैं.
Julius find a distracted Emin. What the hell just
Yeah.
happened?
That's crazy. That is crazy shots from Jar, but I think more importantly, that's Global Esports showcasing a full set prepared execute on towards that B site. You can see the
कैसे?
combination of Snake Spike and
ऐसा,
gravity
लेकिन वो
well
blind
to
था
off-put
रे.
and offset the opponents, making them vulnerable by
जाने
two pieces of
तीन कैसे
utility no
मारे,
matter what,
युकम ने चार
allowing
कैसे
Patrick
मारे,
to rapidly run
किसने
on in
किसको
to
कैसे
slide
मारा,
around the site
ये
as well
जानने
to
के लिए
get the
बने
kills
रहे
where required, because you've got no
अगले
vision
एपिसोड
from the
में.
top of the site with the smokes that are down. You've got no straight shots on the bottom of the site. If you're vulnerable, you're dead very quickly. So that was really nicely done from Global, and technically Ace also stolen at the end there by Kelly. But hey, look, it's okay. They got the pistol, right?
Yeah.
भाई केली ने क्यों चुराया पता है?
Now it's going for a
क्योंकि केली एस है ना,
quiet
समझ
mid
रहे हो?
attack on contact. Smoke's gonna go up.
इसलिए उसने एस
Patrick
चुराया.
once again. No,
केली
actually,
एस.
Crystal supporting him there. And the other two, there's two more here. They're holding on a crossfire. Potential for them to actually drop a
Yeah.
couple of weapons if they peek together. And it seems like they are going to be doing it, but it only reports. Okay, one, two. No way, Xavi. How do you get three? Udo's
round can certainly have an impact coming in towards
Coach
the
भाई,
bonus,
इस
but
पे
we also have
analysis
to
चाहिए.
consider that NAOS did win that bonus round pretty convincingly, mind
इस
you.
पे
So
analysis
there's a
चाहिए,
lot more
Coach भाई.
pressure on Global Esports right now to ensure that
Huh?
they are also dotting I's, crossing T's, and how they're navigating this round, because they're going to be up against the better weaponry. They're going to
Classic
have
से
a bit of
तीन
lacking
मारे?
utility for their own. I mean, I'm looking at the light shields. You got two Spectres carrying over. You got two Guardians as well. You're kind of expecting maybe
ये
some
round
early set of
notepad पे
utility
लिखो,
that you need
laptop
to force
वैपटॉप
them
पे डाल.
back. But
उड़ो
Hello
ताने क्या
Sunshine
मारा,
over in the
किधर मारा,
distance,
crazy मारा.
ambitious from Jar. Look where he's dying.
Amen पे
He
मारा.
has been flashed in and pushed very deep.
Crazy,
And now you say goodbye to
हाँ,
Nexi.
Vandal
Long
वाले को
range from the
Spectre से
Spectre.
आपके पास भी
Okay.
है भाई.
Hello, Global. This is now their round for the taking.
Yeah.
Well, I'm pleasantly surprised that they're doing exactly what
जीत
NAOS
गए.
did in their first half. The third
7-8
round, Xavi
फिर
does
इको
get
8-8.
straight on though, and that's
8-8
not the plan
मेरा
for a couple
prediction.
of seconds. Mojo is going to deny it a little bit longer with his nade. The paint shells making it a little bit easier
Very
for
similar.
his teammates to kind of come closer, and now they've got that Sky who can support them with the utility, and there it goes. It tags Trailblazer. It's gonna be the fingers,
Good.
the pop, the lightning strikes, and there he goes, putting extra pressure on NAOS. Patrick, does he need to overextend? Just hold on. No, he can do it. He's gonna go all by
Hey,
himself.
that's a balanced
And he
agent
secures
यार. तुम लोग ने
another
pick
big
नहीं किया,
round
तुम्हारी
from
गलती, समझ रहे हो?
Global Esports
Yeah.
here.
That's a very balanced
Especially
agent.
The first two kills that came through, Ja overextending and then killing
भाई
him
प्रॉब्लम
long
क्या है
range.
मालूम है? प्रॉब्लम क्या है? जब भी नियॉन अल्ट करता है ना, बंदा नहीं मरता है पहले, पहले आत्मा मरती है. जब वो ऐसा करके उंगली ऐसा करके बोलता है ना, और उसको बोल भी नहीं सकते कि उंगली क्यों दिखा रहा है मादरजात, ऐसा नहीं बोल सकते. पहले आत्मा मरती है, उधर प्रॉब्लम है, समझ रहे हो?
at nearing that equalization because it was really Patrick finding a lot of that damage and time before the spike play goes down. So for Global Esports, a little luck ability to bring that one through. And now they're knocking at the door of NAOS. It's one round.
Next award show में worst agent of the year वाला सारे games मिलके add करेगा तो ये neon आएगा.
Just how do you do peaks to come through from NAOS, who do have this round to have a little bit of a conversation to be had, right? These three little lower equipped rounds, you can use them to get your thoughts in order. How you want to navigate it a little bit later. So far, you've seen that Yudatan is primarily lurking over towards this ace fight. Secured that he's here by the cage, but by the flash as well. A significant shot on towards MR2, but if he keeps on going, there's an opportunity for Jar to find him and steal now that Vandal.
Yeah, he's got a weapon to work with, but Nexi, the longer he can delay this B hit,
भाई क्लासिक से मार रहे हैं एटलीस्ट जी का क्लासिक को डालो यार.
But again, in the blind, in the darkness, once again it's gonna be Patrick who strikes. Mosier going with a bucket, missing his shot. Where he wants to give enough damage, and it's just the Patrick who's show right now. Ja is gonna try to test that. Mark on the round.
Binks without seeing.
8-2 Global Esports almost seemed like there was never a deficit with how quickly.
भाई जा का aim भी crispy है बे.
Yeah, it definitely feels like they've got a little bit more preparation in towards their attacking side on split just by armchair analysis at the moment. They've got a lot of these timing executes down pat. They've got a lot on how they want to play their lurks for Yudotan. But more importantly, just the reactiveness at the moment that we're seeing from the duelists on both of these sides has been really important. We've got Patrick who's dashing and sliding and being very reactive, but we've got also Moja. Yeah, the kills aren't really showing it, but the mechanics of trying to fly around and trying to find a couple of these
lineup.
He's losing them, so maybe reel back a little bit, but hey, a point for effort.
He's got an operator out this time, by the way. Ja was holding it for this while on towards mid, and now he's just kind of rotating away. Not gonna be okay. He is. Udo should have gotten that kill there. Unfortunately, Ja was just a little too quick.
Once again, it's just Yudatan lurking by himself over at the ace site. He's been rinsed and repeating this time and time again, so it's only a matter of time before he kind of was reeled into a false sense of security. Which is exactly what happens there with Jar on the operator, who now secures extra space at a forward line, hearing that Heaven is vulnerable, Ramp is going to be vulnerable in a few mere moments. So they do have to start to piece together extra information. That's why you see the creep up from NAOS in towards the garage at the moment. The idea is that is a weak spot. They're losing mid. You've got to pick up the space elsewhere. Now, he secures it. Do not fight again. Your team needs your smokes.
Yeah, but he's getting pushed upon. I'm not sure he expects the close angle. He does in the end restabilize his aim. Gets the one.
Dancing.
Global Esports extending elsewhere.
Yeah, manjur hai.
As well, he's gonna put the spike down as Global Esports now in a 4v2. He's gonna need to
dancing.
Do your crystal.
Same.
Once again, now it's ready for it, and now it's a Patrick, and he cannot either. Big, I would say, sigh of relief for NAOS here winning this round, because they were
thank you.
Pace of the game. And to be fair, Global Esports, pretty much across the entire first 4 rounds, they've been playing that contact burst kind of play. It's been mostly their execute. It's going to be Patrick or Crystal's drone that finds the contact. The minute that happens, they're just going to burst out of the scene and let Yudo do his thing on the other side of the map. And they've practically got Kelly playing sort of pseudo second duelist with the Viper. He's been helping Patrick really well, and it's been Crystal as well who's kind of swinging out the same angles, and the rest is just letting Patrick being set up by the utility that Poppy's putting down to just kind of suffocate these players of NAOS on that B site mostly.
Yeah, I mean, I'm looking on towards that round. Finally, we do get one back over towards NAOS, but I'm thinking more importantly, the building of that lurk from Udotan now. I thought they'd be able to play it a little bit differently, a little bit slower, and keep a body from NAOS eyed on towards that potential later lurk. But an immediate challenge from Jar, an immediate dispatchment, and an immediate head scratcher for Global Esports. What do you want to do to try and get back in towards this one, right? You're gonna have to play on the timing on this toxic screen. There's a gap in it, which does allow Crystal to escape. But once moreover, Yudatan again is just gonna have to shift into this really late lurk. So you're essentially looking at a 3 versus 5 where the action is concerned.
Yeah, Yudo's just trying to keep them busy on the A side, taking out the The Trailblazer putting down a tripwire just to give a little bit of sound cue, but NAOS are not feeding any sort of attention to that. They've already gotten Xavi to keep his eye on mid. Emin's considering a move back towards
crazy
B.
timing.
Yudo still doing as much as he can. He's getting up close now as well. Could crawl into Wentz, maybe find the timing.
There's the info.
Yeah, there comes the flash on B main though.
Code.
Binks gonna go
Race
down,
mark.
find the
Code.
and Kelly is it's gonna be the bricks falling away. The perfect architectural piece here of this round.
आराम से जा बहुत मार रहा है
before now, so 48 HP gonna always be a difficult one. As Papi can rely upon that star on the spike in case it does come into play, but the little later lurk that won't be spotted out by the drone jar.
बाद में मैं तुम्हारी मम्मी जोक्स मारूंगा अच्छा लगेगा
Papi to even get a chance in towards this one. And the time's just ticked away.
Yeah, he just needs to hope that he can probably drop a couple of weapons here, but GE not even going in his general direction. They're all just gonna head out from mid.
9-9,
probably
9-9.
gonna have to.
FPS की क्यों लगी पड़ी है?
Does he have a weapon? I'm
PC
not sure
upgrade
he
करो
I
भाई.
think he does have a weapon. Yeah, he does have a
He's
weapon.
just gonna fall away and play it for the next round as well, right? So I'm looking at this round and I'm looking at a little bit of timing and required timing from Global too. If Crystal loses that duel, you can see the fallback from towards the site, and you can see a little bit more of a premium on waiting for Yudotan's flank to come through in the expectation that it will as well, right? So that first kill that actually comes through from Crystal is paramount to their success to be able to get into the site, because you can't reset if you lose him in that position as well. There's 30 seconds to still try and get some players in towards the site, and you're not doing it at an advantage anymore. You're doing it at more of a deficit than an equalization. So really important that that's one, but also that they mitigate those sort of circumstances as much as possible going into these forward rounds. You don't want to let the time tick down to the wire, and it relies on, these required items happening in this sequential order. You need to be making sure that bits and pieces of the puzzle are built
Bits and pieces of the puzzle, bits and pieces
at the same time, which are not really seeing too much in the last couple of rounds. We did in the pistol in the secondary round, but these last four we haven't really seen too hard.
Switch off करके on.
I know. There is one thing I believe, they could go for it now here is maybe get Xavi to deploy that, Viper Spit towards mid, just deny any control whatsoever. Set him up with one player there, kind of make Global Esports find their way through the extremities, because, kind of maneuvering through that Viper Spit on mid is especially difficult because of the amount of damage you have to take to try and chase anybody down.
And with no flash to push through these single extremities that split provides as well, if the pit is in mid, it does make it a little bit more difficult. So you're right, you're not wrong, but for right now, I mean, they're setting up for once again this B execute to path in, timing with the toxic screen, the recon's up, that'll go back towards backside. So it really comes against this bit of an eco from NAOS that they might just have to respect this spike plant from going down. And they're going to be forced away from it into a 5 versus 5 post plant where you've got Viper's Pit if you need to for Kelly S. You've got Crystal on a Hunter's Fury playing in towards real deep spawn.
Ult मारी है, जीत गए! अपना अटैक अच्छा दिख रहा है ना?
Global, though, if you're giving Jar options, he's gonna take them.
Yeah, the Viper's Pit is right now the only win condition they've got. A Hunter's Fury committed from the attacking side just to give a little bit more pressure and let Udo
Let's go.
The Trailblazer's gonna spot him, and they're gonna run straight in, but Nexi fires a stray bullet and it finds the head of Yudotan. It's gonna be on to Kelly to find this up with Mojer, slaps him in the face, and it's all on Crystal. But the time is against him. Will he get that shot in time? No,
he's defused it.
Oh, it's not even gonna be enough damage for him. And Global Esports, that is not a round you can lose, not like this.
How to Jinx ka tutorial chalu kar.
Oh man.
I mean, the pit goes down.
Rishi sir, I would like to apologize.
Isn't on for the back of sight, so it is the ricochet required for Crystal to get that shock bolt out in the end. And I gotta say, a nice shot for Nexi in it and for Moja. Finally on the back of bouncing around on the blast back to get killed in a little bit of style. But yeah, really, those trades to come through, and the biggest glaring face puncher is literally going to be the operator that Jar gets 2 for in the open, and now opens up for the B main early peak.
Hello, Anna, let's go. You come. Anna,
Information exchange towards A main.
तुमड़ी में वो नहीं क्यों लोग करते गूगल मीट में लोग जाके प्रैंक करते कुछ क्लासेस चल रहे थे लोग उसके अंदर जाके प्रैंक करते ये वैसा वाला लग रहा है ठीक है मैच में वेट कैसे लॉग इन किया ना उसने लेट्स गो हो गया ना वो
Patrick didn't really need to commit to that fight. I understand the stun and slide in, but
ये होती है प्यार अन्ना ने जैसे बुलाया फट से स्लाइड करके मर गया अभी बात करेंगे ना वो लोग
I mean, we've always seen you do turn over at A main, right? So it's always a position that you really have to expect to be played from somebody over at Global Esports, and it's a no-brainer for now.
Now, welcome to the Jinx Club.
Buys there at the beginning of the round, almost.
Just saying, मेरा वाइट वाला बॉटल नहीं मिला हाँ क्या
This round is just Yuta probably go die. 30 seconds to go. 5 HP, flanks cordoned off. Uncharacteristic miss from Jar, it feels like at the moment.
What's wrong is scoping.
4 alive for NAOS Universe. This is looking a little bit more dire for Global Esports now.
Where to do it?
Yeah, they've kind of let NAOS.
Anna, by the way, how's your? It was lovely to meet you. And I just love
the advantage to actually just kind of go ahead and
take it.
Even Mosier, who's not been having the best of game, this round secured 2 really well on that ramp side. And I kind of have to,
but very nice to meet you, and after so long, love you.
I understand that he's been playing.
इतना time spend नहीं कर पाए, लेकिन next time पक्की बात है, पक्की बात.
He's been getting great entries, for some of these rounds.
But 2 nights were heavy.
But the decision making in the early stages of some of these rounds has been a little bit questionable. Needs to be fixed.
ये हमारे जाने के बाद ही Bollywood songs
in this little break, the timeout, you can see he's pretty vocal and he's he's gesticulating what exactly he wants to be translated to his team, because they're kind of falling apart at the moment. No real those set executes that they had in the first couple of rounds, just not visible right now. They're going a little bit more for information.
That's the thing. That's the thing I wanted to highlight right now as well. When you come in with a full new roster and you come in with a different agent selection on a map, you're going to have unknown strategies, right? Those are the strategies that teams usually don't have counters for or adjustments for immediately. And that's the scenario we're seeing right now. Now to have that breathing room by the half that they found at 8-4 to have this recovery, figure out the strengths of their opponents, and then look to close it. So, right effort from Global to come out with something that they feel comfortable, new initiative, but we are also seeing
that's a good combo. That's a good combo, right?
What Global are throwing at them.
अब होएगी jumping.
Yeah, look to close out the map. Now
भाई लोग सीधा घुसने वाले हैं. घुस गया मतलब अपना राउंड है. मैटर नहीं करता क्या करना है. क्योंकि कोई मरा नहीं है और ये लोग घुस गए. अब ये लोग को सिर्फ होल्ड करनी है. ये रहा सेक्सी अल्ट बाय खत्म. 10-11. सब लोग अभी सेव करना चाहिए मेरे हिसाब से.
Maybe that allows you to kind of actually find a backstab, but they're going to be finding him themselves on towards mid. He's not going to connect to Sheriff. It's going to be Nexi. And now Global Esports will be worried about 2 different angles of flank as well that could potentially come in. No one else actually rotated back. The Trailblazers are going to clear out any close angles, and that's going to allow
come on!
a little bit more space.
Come on!
The blind's going to actually help him. Evan takes him out. Poppy gets one. Killias follows it up. And on the side, they're going to keep themselves busy. The Paint Show not going to touch Crystal just enough as much they would get a kill. It's going to be Ja who needs to make the decision point here. Poppy swings out, loses his life. It's going to be Kelly's next contact. They know he's back to side. Cannot take him more than 1 kill. The recon comes out. It's going to find it.
Oh!
He's done enough. And
my Russian friend! Yay! ओपे क्रिस्टल ओपे ये होती है फ्रेंडशिप क्लच ये होती है फ्रेंडशिप क्लच love you.
Yeah, I mean, at that point in time as well, it is a moment of everybody be quiet, let me hear footsteps, let me hear positioning, see if I can clutch out this round at the end, because that there's so many angles that now start just charging against Global, who are kind of looking to capitulate a little bit at the end when that spike goes down, but very nicely done from Crystal to pull that one through to keep it from moving to an overtime spot. But I'm seeing the same sort of attempted early play from Jar once again. He hears the camera, knows he doesn't need to overextend a little bit. Now they start to put him more on a forward line. There's a full rotation from Global over to this A side of the map as well. Are you expecting a drone and a clearance to try and get earliness? We know that there's this line that Jar is still holding. He can't get out of dodge uni. He's lost the tailwind, of course, but if he's good for one, at least, it'll be gorgeous.
Yeah, now they know there's two players here.
कौन वहाँ पे म्यूजिक
good
चला
amount
रहा
of utility deployed by Global Esports, but
भाई
once again, no
sexy trade
utility
भाई trade है पे
being
अपने
set up for Patrick there.
Trade
I think
है
he had a
अपने में,
stun.
हाँ?
I'm not quite sure why
क्या
he
बोलते हो,
couldn't choose to deploy even the
Trade है।
back lane to get himself the cover he needs.
Trade game मेरे को
So,
अच्छी लग रही है।
Going for the neural.
towards Cubby. Yep. The neural
भाई
left is
जा
gonna give
लेकिन
them some
भाई
information.
बाप
The
खेल रहे
only one
हैं
guarding there. Nexi at the moment and beyond. Hunter's Fury comes through. Kelly is
भाई
working on the back of it. Finds the 3 and is going to be the IGO.
है।
Leading from the front this round. He wants his
उड़तान
team
गया
to win this game no
Kelly
matter what.
is come on
Diamond's keeping them busy. Out with the knife, with the flash is all in his hand.
एस गया Kelly का 1v2 स्मोक आराम से एक बंदा स्ट्राइक लेके प्लांट करेगा दूसरा बंदा छुपा रहेगा
Yeah.
Good,
Doable, actually,
good,
so if you can
good.
isolate two of
11,
these
11.
kills,
It
Paranoia and
is
Shrouded
close.
steps around,
It is
but
close
I'm
now.
expecting the time eventually to tick.
1v1
and
मत
for
दो
Crystal to
ठीक
get
है
that
थोड़ा
recon
ऐसे ऐसा
back
करके
online,
स्पॉट
they
करो
can
सोवा
use
का
it a
1v1
little
है
bit
लेकिन
later. He's actually already got
कुछ
it
करना
too,
पड़ेगा
so it does come down to the timing now.
Nexi.
One enemy remaining.
It's the one. Know where the other is, and Nexi! Oh my god! It's actually a horrible decision-making mistake there. I'm not
It's
sure
positioning.
why.
इसको ना
Yeah, exactly.
It's
मुंह बंद
positioning
रख
from
के
Global at the end there. They dart out over towards screens, and you know, if someone's coming in from a heaven drop, you're going to hear the drop. So you got to consider in your head, okay, no shrouded step. He's not on the bottom of the site unless he's come in through ramp. I am actually really surprised at that end by process of elimination, by pieces of utility that they have thrown there, that they don't choose to double swing together for a bit of a ramp peak or a bit of a rafters peak. The fact that Nexi paths in
crazy
and
Rahul,
is able to
crazy
find
Rahul.
both of
भाई
those
कोई
kills
अच्छा खेला
isolated
तारीफ
and
करो
settled
थोड़ा
down,
लेफ्ट राइट हो गया थोड़ा
really
सा
well
हुआ
done
ना
from him.
Man,
एक्चुअल में दोनों लेफ्ट हो गए लेफ्ट राइट होता तो शायद जीत
happening.
जाते
That is
दोनों लेफ्ट हो
really
गए
big
करके प्रॉब्लम
mistake
थी
in decision making of positioning, post plan positions. We've seen them do better on
क्या
rounds
लगता है
before.
ओटी
Now
ओटी
have clearly taken the upper hand now.
अन्ना योकुम
Global
सेक्सी
Esports
खेल रहा है ना
desperate attempt now once again on that B site. Once again trying to maybe set up Patrick here, and Mosier has been spotted. It has to be finished off, but they don't take him down. They don't hear him. They didn't even hear him. Like Mosier capitalizes on everything. He's gonna be stopped with his own in his hand, but it's all on to Yudo, and he will be thrown to the bits as well. It's gonna be NAOS winning the first map, 13-10, and Global Esports. Man, that must have been a hard pill to swallow after what just happened.
Yeah, I mean, you look towards those ending spots as well, and it's another situation of we've got a strategy that we haven't deployed just yet. For now, so it's elevating a player for a position unexpected, and you got the reveal of that recon dart as well.
Exactly.
But they immediately just both try to find him, not expecting him to drop.
Top of the chart.
डीप डाइव करते हैं डीप डाइव लास्ट टाइम योकुम भाई ने टॉप फ्रैग किया था फर्स्ट ब्लड 0 थे इस बार योकुम भाई ने टॉप फ्रैग किया फर्स्ट ब्लड उटरटान का ज्यादा है एनी कमेंट्स योकुम भाई वी नीड आंसर्स हाँ और आपने इतने सारे किल्स मारे जिससे अन्ना चैट में आए आप सीधा गो 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 कर रहे थे आर यू स्ट्रीम स्नैपर्स ये सारे एलिगेशंस का आंसर्स आपको मिलेगा अगले एपिसोड में तो बने रहिए इसके लिए अब आएगी सनसेट जो कि है अपनी मैप पिक
वेंका का 0 था
वेंका का 0 था छी वेंका
कुछ याद नहीं रहता इसको
2 rounds, especially with the fact that they've gotten a clutch off of the Nexi, and they're going to be, you know, pushing that, you know, to the next map to, you know, kind of just continue that little, you know, aggression. They had a slow progression in the first, right? Now we're playing pretty easy. They were taking it a little bit slow in the beginning, but then the pace started up and going. They started finding a lot more confidence in the way that they could exploit these, you know, no flashes comp that Global Esports has. You don't need to actually turn away from it. You can take that fight head on, unless of course you're being pushed off by a drone or a recon with, you know, somebody, or, you know, sliding through that, you know, cavity. But the one thing that I really was kind of disappointed by, the fact that, you know, Patrick was actually not really effective in the last maybe 6-7 rounds, because he's been on 25. I saw, I think he got 25 when he was 25 and 17, and you know 25 and 16. I'm not sure. He's not gotten a single kill in those last couple of rounds. The entries have not been there, even though he's created the space. His teammates have not been able to follow it up. But even that doesn't matter because if you're gonna lose the
Is G
2v1
trolling
in the way
Bunks
you
by like
did, not
easy
caring,
कह
not
रहे हैं ये
watching
लोग?
a
कौन ये लोग?
particular
कौन
open
easy
part of the
बोल रहे हो
map,
भाई?
and
वो लोग का मैप,
reach
वो
in a
लोग जीता,
post
वो
plant
लोग भी
situation.
प्लेयर्स है, वो लोग के
Yeah,
पास भी बूट
it
कैंप
kind
है,
of
सैलरी है, वो
stung
लोग
them
भी
Yeah,
more
I
than
mean,
I
खेल रहे
took
भाई,
from
नहीं जीत सकते क्या वो लोग?
I'll carry on towards that as well with Patrick Hu, right?
युकुम
Ending the half
गया,
with 16 kills on their defensive side, and you switch
आधा
it, he gets 9
टीम
kills at the end of
डिसबैंड
that,
हो
right?
गया.
So, yeah, it kind of falls off, but the rest of the team did a little
ऐसे
bit
लग
in
रहा है
that
ना,
one as well.
यही
I flip on
T69
over
के
to
साथ
the impact that we saw
5
from the
years
flip
से हो
side
रही है.
duelist, right?
5
Shah
years.
coming on through with those
Salary नहीं
operator
देता.
shots. 5
बात
first
तो है,
bloods on the defensive
लेकिन
side,
वही
got 1 on the
फीलिंग वही है
attack,
ना.
which, did feel a little
हाँ,
bit more flat for him in the
सामी
start,
गया,
but then he
टीम
really
गया.
started to propel it up
इजी
when he
गया,
ends
टीम
on
गया.
12. So a
हाँ,
lot of these
सारे
first
गए,
bloods
टीम
that
गए.
he found on the impact
राफा
front
गया,
were
टीम
massive,
गया.
and I'm looking towards Yudotan as well, right?
सिर्फ
He's
ये
up there on
दल्ला
the
स्टिक्स
first
क्यों
blood,
नहीं जा रहे
but
पता
where
नहीं.
is Yudotan finding a lot of those
हाथी
kills?
में बैठा
In
रहता
the
है.
extremity, it's by himself with no
माँ का
teammates
वेल्डी
to
गया,
assist
टीम
him.
गया.
Late flanks if he misses
भाई
that
यार,
more often than
आपको
not as
एटलीस्ट
well. 'Cause you
बॉटल
also
मिल रहा है
gotta
युकम
consider
का. माँ का
that
वेल्डी का मेरे को
Yudotan,
क्या मिला?
he's dying in a lot of those as well. It's 50-50. He's either winning it or losing it
Excuse
4 and
me?
4 on
Sorry.
that map. It just so happens. So that's something that
I'm
he
hurt.
individually
Boss, I'm
is
hurt.
showing his tendencies that he's always going for a lot of these lurks. And yeah, it's working, but a lot of the time it's also not, and then everything falls apart.
Yeah, absolutely. Wait, let's find out what exactly happened through the coach
Like
himself.
that in a chat.
GEELI, what went wrong in those last couple of rounds?
Hey boys, it's really honestly just playing with confidence. The big thing, like I've tried to tell them consistently,
He's
like,
always ready.
just go look back at the old Gen G Sentinels match 1 and at champs, right, and then watch match 2. The only thing that changed was confidence. Instead of playing scared, sitting in corners and clutches, you're swinging together, you're making plays together. Don't be afraid to make plays. Obviously, Ja was playing lights out there, and honestly, we just we had a bad defense. So if we had a better defense there, it's a win instead of a loss. But like I said, these guys are good. We played them in scrims before, and this is one of the few teams that actually beats us in scrims. So yeah, I already think this is gonna be a tough match, and time to lock it for map 2.
There was a point where come on, go on.
Oh, thanks. So talk me through the idea of this composition, right? Because we know that Split and Sova is usually a forbidden tactic, but we also know that Crystal and Sova goes hand in hand. So whose formulation for this agent lineup really was it? Because I'm also noticing that Papi's not played Astra before. So what's the thought process there?
I mean, Poppy's played Asher before, maybe not in the recent season because Asher wasn't in meta, but Asher with 5 stars now is a lot better. In general, when you're more of a defaulting comp, like our comp's a little bit more defaulting and stuff like that, Asher's better than Omen. I think when you're running double duelist, Omen is better, but pretty much any other comp, you'll probably see a lot more Asher this season from a lot of teams.
There was a point, where, kind of feel like you said, right, the defense kind of slipped away from you guys, but you guys made it back almost instantaneously, right? It was 8-4, and within just a couple of minutes, you guys were back on 8-8, and it almost seemed like you were more prepared for the attacking side. The executes are really great, especially on that B side. But when it came to the retakes, right, you guys were trying to make it work. It was kind of a step and a miss in terms of where exactly you were finding NAOS to be in their post plan positions, because they play their post plan really well. You mentioned that this is a team that kind of give you tough time in scrims as well. Have you played on this map before, and have you seen the kind of stuff that they bring out, and was it anything visible today as we've seen?
I don't think we scrimmed on this map before, but honestly, we just weren't proactive enough on our defense. I think we're a little bit thinking too much. Double duelist means rush a lot. And they ended up not rushing, right? So they weren't really doing very many rushes. I think we just gave them too much space, too much credit, and we weren't being proactive enough. Too much asking, should we do this, instead of let's do this.
Yeah, that's something that I actually wanted to touch upon as well. How quick in that map was the team to recognize the situations and try to adapt? Because we're seeing a lot of, from our side, right, getting the whole view, we're seeing a lot of early rotations on misinformation because there's not a lot of reconnaissance ability, right? There's no flashes, there's the single drone, single dart, single cam. How early was the decision-making you feel from the team on that map costly?
I mean, obviously it was costly. We lost, so it was costly enough that we lost. But I don't think it was necessarily, like I said, the comp isn't the reason why we lost that. I think that's actually one of our best maps in scrims, right? That's why scrims don't matter, guys. And so I feel like it's definitely not a comp issue. That was, again, just us not starting fast. We have an issue starting fast, honestly. Like our first scrims always go bad compared to the rest of the day. So hopefully you guys see another
One
Anna,
more
how
point
about
I
a
wanted to,
US
bring up,
trip?
Was last question that
Just to
Patrick started off really well. He had a great impact in the entire game.
मैं सच्ची एक ट्रिप मारना चाहता हूँ by नेक्स्ट ईयर अक्टूबर नवंबर एक ट्रिप इधर बाहर, समझ रहे हो? क्रिस्टल भाई आप हो?
Saw a little bit, kind of, similar to yesterday. What have you given him any advice to,
मेरे को यूएस से ज्यादा
overextensions
पता
or
है
just
किसका
not
मन
using
है?
the utility sometimes?
यूएस से ज्यादा मेरे को पता है किसका मन है? नहीं यूएस ही है, टीटीस यूएस का ना? नहीं, कनाडा में बहुत फैंस है बे, कनाडा में बहुत है, कनाडा में बहुत है बे भाई। इमेजिन करो कंटेंट, हर एक फैंस के मैं घर पे जा रहा हूँ, समझ रहे हो? और वो लोग का देख रहा हूँ मैं, मतलब लाइफ कैसे गुजरता है करके, क्रेजी ना?
And we'll see you.
Thank you, boys. See you guys later.
मुझे जापान जाना है, बस पहले कपड़े पहन ले, लिटमस।
That was Juvie just
Black and white
explaining
में
what's
नंगा
going
घूम
down.
रहा
So
है,
clearly
जापान जाना
he's
है।
thinking it's not a comp issue, and
Not a comp,
it was just not a comp issue. It was clearly a bit of just little bit of
हर एक
misplacement
फैन
of
के घर में
positions,
जाके
and a
आयरन
little bit
सुपर
of
सेट करना,
miscomms as
दैट्स
well.
गुड प्लान, दैट्स गुड प्लान।
I will have to slightly agree because they did show potential in those first 4 or 5 rounds, right, on attack, that they were able to work it out. Defense, it was a different story. They wasn't, like he mentioned, they weren't as proactive as they would have liked to be.
GS7
because they
players,
can't
no, they
clear
have
angles as much as they want to, because of course they don't have the flashes. Like Nexi, like he's got the Omen Paranoia, which you put it on
एक
B,
दो
maybe
राउंड
just kind
ऐसा
of
और
opens up
ऐसा
that
थ्रो
space for
वाला
somebody
देख
to,
लेना, ऋषि भाई खुद ही
occupy it
खेलेंगे
from his
लॉगिन
own
करके,
team.
मेरे को लग रहा है।
But I'm hoping to see what they can pull up. Maybe we see another split.
I'll counter you on that one. I think to a degree it can also be contributed to a bit of a composition problem as well, right? Because you are missing, one of the fundamental aspects on scaling ability that a flash will provide, right? And the blinding effect. Because if you don't have that into the site, what are you relying on? Patrick Hu to throw a little bit of disarray into the mix with Neon sliding around, a good dart from Crystal. We're not seeing Yudo-tan be in the action where you can get a camera deep into the site to assist the team as well. So you're really removing a lot of those bits from the equation, right? There's a reason why agents are in meta on certain maps, right? So if you are really playing outside of the meta, you damn well have a good reason as to why. There was an argument. Don't get me wrong. There was absolutely an argument that we did see in the beginning of that half on that attacking side for Global. They come out with a great amount of rounds, right? Those 4 rounds. As soon as your strategies are up on a new composition, as soon as your opponents know what's happening and they can figure out that weakness, that's where things can crumble a little bit. So I think to a degree, okay, Juvenile's recognizing that a lot of these players' strengths can be showcased on this agent lineup. And
ये मेंबर ग्रुप में कौन पूछा योकुम जी का 6 प्लेयर है करके? हाँ, कौन पूछा ये व्हाट्सएप में? पॉजी, इसको किक करो व्हाट्सएप से। वो लोग का मेन ड्यूलिस्ट है। 6 प्लेयर है क्या? पॉजी, इसको हटा, मेरा गुस्सा बौखला जाएगा, हटा बे इसको।
An interesting game in the sense that we saw that Flash not being needed.
I want to see Binks
in the first 4 rounds of their attack, but instantly it seemed like NAOS are ready for it because they started getting proactive, right? The operator does a lot of work in the hands of Ja. When he found out, what, there's no flashes, I can just take a peek wherever I want. All I need is a little bit of support.
You just hold the line every time.
Exactly. Yeah, and even the one thing I actually did want to mention was like
मेरा
you said as well, right? Yudo completely away from the action, and he constantly had his fights mostly with Xavi, right? And I feel like he had a little bit of a lower end of that output when compared to Xavi, because I feel like Xavi was catching him out at better positions at better times, and even times like this where Yudo, he got into good positions, but unfortunately his timing was just a little bit off when it came to finding value for his team in those lurks. And
I want to see Radiant Binks,
like you mentioned, like you mentioned, there's stuff to fix. They're gonna fix it in the upcoming weeks and months to come. There's still 2 months of the season, but honestly, I would love to see in the upcoming days if they play another map of Split. How are they gonna improve on what they just played? Would be my question, but that's for us to watch.
I mean,
in the next couple of days.
The interesting thing as well, right, is the Neon nerf is around the corner if you consider it.
Simsalabah.
So within the next, let's call it the 2 months that you have before the season, if Neon does get nerfed into a unviable position, are we still going to see that continue, or are we going to need some more adaptations to come through from Patrick, who we know is very fresh to a tier 1 capacity, right? We know that there's going to have to be a lot of learning. So is it because you're doing that on a meta agent, an abusive agent right now? If we bring
what about Patrick Joseph Nyan? अरे मेरे को एक बात बताओ भाई, हाँ, रॉसी सिर्फ जेट खेलता था तो तुम लोग बोला रॉसी सिर्फ जेट खेलता है, फिर रॉसी दूसरा एजेंट खेला तो तुम लोग बोला रॉसी दूसरा एजेंट क्यों खेलता है, उससे नहीं हो रहा उससे जेट खिला दो, फिर इतना सब में बेचारा क्या करेगा बताओ। अब देखो जीतने का है ना, भले वो एक एजेंट के लिए या 3 एजेंट के लिए, जीतने का है। अगर कोई एक एजेंट में बेस्ट है तो उसमें क्या प्रॉब्लम है। जिंग बाय रेस खेलते हैं, जिंग बाय को साइफर में देखा है कभी, देखा है? एक टाइम पे मैं साइफर खेलूंगा, जिंग बाय को मैं देख नहीं सकता साइफर खेलते। जिंग बाय क्या करेंगे पता है, कैमरा डाल के देखेंगे, हेलो आई कैन सी यू बांग, ये कॉम्स होएगा, टीममेट को टैग करेगा वो।
To work upon in the upcoming games as well. But hey, we are done with game 1, ladies and gentlemen. We can reminisce about it a little later. But right now we've got a strong sunset from Global Esports showing yesterday. That could be on the repeat today. But don't forget, it is a great map for NAOS as well.
जी मैं विल्टी का बंदा क्यों खेल रहा है?
अरे sorry, coming up with that one?
They played Sunset 2 weeks ago in, I believe,
चक्कर आ रहा है मेरे को।
Split 3, right?
हर 10 सेकंड में एक बंदा आके पूछ रहा है।
The Sunset game, this is a fun one to pull apart.
मैं स्काउट आपका दोस्त है क्या?
नहीं. But not for the reasons that you do think. There was a lot of sloppiness. There was a lot of sloppiness to come through from both Rapid Lo-Fi and NAOS.
मैं एक ट्रू साइड ऑफ माय स्टोरी बताने वाला हूँ। अन्ना के बर्थडे पार्टी में स्काउट मिला था, बर्थडे पार्टी बोल रहा हूँ, अन्ना की पार्टी में स्काउट बॉय मिला था, समझ रहे हो? तब हम लोग ने वो किया पंजा और मैं जीता। तो थोड़ी अनबन हुई मेरे और स्कॉट बाइक के बीच में, समझ रहे हो? तो बहुत कुछ हुआ यार, मैं बताऊंगा मेरे स्ट्रीम पे, ट्रू साइड ऑफ माय स्टोरी में एक्सपोज कर दूंगा उसको मैं।
Expecting that it's going to be the exact same for NAOS. And Jar, don't
pretty
prove
much
me
so.
wrong. Oh, hang on, he's proven me wrong. He's proven me wrong. They've changed it up.
कब आया था ये सपना बंग्स भाई?
This is going to be fun, and it's going to be Xavi this time on. Okay, there's a bit of a role change here. Emin and Xavi.
कास्टर भाई ये ज्यादा हो रहा है, स्कॉट बाय के बारे में बता रहे तो ये जावी का नाम ले रहे जानबूझकर। हाँ, ये ज्यादा हो रहा है भाई, ये ज्यादा हो रहा है अभी।
An interesting play as well.
It's wild because when we saw Papi depart from the team, we did see Jar pick up a little bit of that role of the smokes, right? But we also just saw immediately on map number 1 there that it was changed up again. So we're changing once more coming in towards map number 2 right now, where Eman is going on to the smokes. Xavi's playing the same Sova that we were kind of, I guess, expecting. But for an ISO to come on out right now, that...
भाई देखो सिंपल बात है, सिंपल बात है। किस किसने मेरा स्ट्रीम देखा 2 दिन से? जितने भी आईएसओ है सारे हैकर है, सिंपल बात है भाई। जा को हम पकड़ेंगे लाइव स्ट्रीम पे।
They just have to show
ऐसे लोगों के वजह से लोग ऐसे उठा रहे हैं
drastically, between maps as they play on the defense.
Mar, 3 1 tap mar.
Global Esports, returning in kind here. It's going to be a trade 1-for-1. Crystal's going to get
headshot mara, headshot पे देखेंगे अपन चाहे.
As it's going to be Patrick who deals up another. Crystal finding another, and it seems like this round will end up in towards mid. Okay then.
Sunset.
Like everybody just wanted to take a little bit of the warm up round towards mid.
अच्छा था, only mid challenge थी है.
No strategy on that one, just guns up, shoot down mid. Everybody get a piece of the pie, and Bob's your uncle. Have a good day. A little bit ill-advised for NAOS at the end there because it feels like Global Elite.
Refresh करो डिले, अबे इसमें ना प्राइज है ना ट्रॉफी है, डिले में जीतेंगे तो भी क्या ही जीतेंगे वो लोग।
no
है
real
delay
which
तो
way
है
around it,
delay,
right?
देखो
The
ना
crosshairs
क्या हो
in the
रहा है,
right spot for
delay
that
है.
one.
Yeah, I feel like, you know, NAOS had an idea about getting 2, maybe 3 players towards mid, but then everybody else kind of just came into the party and joined and say, hey, I want a piece of cake. But Nexi, this time returns a favor. Okay, back again towards mid we go. It seems like every round's going to be here, guys. They're just going to stick at mid. No A, no B. We don't need it.
They both dinked him with a classic.
Yeah.
देखा हम लोग ने बताने का जरूरत नहीं
It's
है.
really unfortunate.
देखा अपन.
John's not been detected, by the way. Back they go, a triple swing, but Poppy takes out 3 of them, and the remaining 2 are still here as well. It's just the duelists who are left here. Moser's trying to take up as much of the attention as possible. Bulldog
So OP,
as
OP.
well. And Shot
So
is
our
Yeah.
positioning
2.
OP.
Yeah, they're gonna get away with 2 weapons here. Maybe a little bit
The
dual.
gun
They actually find
retrieval.
Poppy.
The gun retrieval's an interesting one, but it's a bit of a safer plant given the scenario. A little bit more open. The door is closed. Moja,
Aisa balance
you are lucky to be alive for the time being. And if
Aisa
I'm
balance
Crystal,
day.
I'm thinking, okay, I should probably actually disconnect from the action right now, even though it's 3
No,
versus 2, and that's
Crystal,
exactly why.
no.
Because there was guns down in mid, and you're challenging back towards
डेढ़
the
साल
same
पहले
spot.
मरना
You
था
can
उसको, अभी भी
activate the double
कूद
tap
रहा है.
now as well as Jar, and this is really risky. He's still 1 versus 2 winnable.
Yeah, it is winnable. Ja's got a shield up. Needs to be.
ऐसे देख के मन
really quick
करता है ना
about it, though.
नियन
He's
का.
gonna lose it in just about a second, and the minute he loses it, he still gets 1 though. This fight, not necessary, but Kelly will take it and win at the end. There.
Clean, clean,
really,
clean,
really
clean,
scrappy. Once
bro,
again,
clean.
that mid brawl ending up to be pretty favorable for now.
You have to miss Patrick who? He was
Global Esports,
inverting before
3 of them
kill.
had pistols,
And he
so
kept that
I
man.
wouldn't say
According
it's
to
Yeah.
Riot's
completely lost
policy,
on them,
it takes
but it
time
still
to
is
change
an
and
It's
add
another-
his
they're
name.
gonna have to
Okay?
commit.
Within
It's another
estimated mark.
costly secondary rounds, though, for these teams. Like,
Okay,
what did we see on the
kapde
second
pehn
round
le
of map
page.
number 1? 3 people dying each time. This time it's 4 coming on through over to the side of Global. So that makes things really
Chalo, ek
awkward
bakki ho
coming
jaye,
in
bakki
towards
ho
this
jaye.
bonus round. Although I will also add another caveat that the bonus rounds have been
Pin kar
won
do.
already.
Pin dekho
so we'll
bhai,
see
50
if
point
Global
system mein mil raha hai,
Esports
wo
can
dekho
double
pin pe.
down on it. Though Sunset plays a bit differently to Split. It's a full layering up together with the team scaling up through B main, and you're going to have a really strong hold at the moment from old mate Cypher and Sova playing in towards market.
Yeah, they've set up Patrick to go deep in towards the side. They're gonna get the plant down. This is a heavy marketplace so that they can have a little bit of space
Huh?
for retake, it seems. That's the kind of
Crystal
setup that
bhai?
they've gone for now here.
Idhar dekh ke udhar.
Oh, he's got a player right above him! I'm not sure why Patrick decided to go into that smoke. He could have played a little bit more safer, play on the back of his teammates.
नहीं नहीं
utility,
बाकी
if
था
not
उसको
anything
close ही
was
खेलना
possible for him.
पड़ता है.
But he's given up his life there. Just had a Bucky.
बराबर
Flash is
खेला.
great. Not gonna help too much. Although the fights are not coming through. The tap on the spike comes in. A lot of bullets being spammed here. Mojer finds it first. Kelly has gone down. And the stick is right there. Emmons gonna keep it going. And Emmons gonna find it all the way through. NAOS find a great retake. And
Why not?
honestly, I have to give credit to the fact that,
अच्छा था,
you know,
अच्छा था.
Xavi and Nexi did not at all push outside of that smoke.
Yeah.
No matter what. Because they had that, you know,
Yeah.
control in the fact that we're gonna hold market. We're gonna keep it as retake position. And this is where we're gonna attack from. Let them have the site.
There's good patience from them, all things considered, and I'm
Pankaj!
looking towards the ending scenario there.
Diya
for
kya
Crystal.
tune?
He's in the right spot for the double ricochet recon, but bolts to go, you know,
Tere
in
game
main
ka bhi
towards
diya?
the site. But the fact that the dark cover was the
Dede.
one-way dark cover as well, I think actually off-puts the crosshair correct position. So it'd be very funny if that actually was the outcome at the end of it, as he started to get his drone into the mix. However, Uni, as Valorant is, and Valorant should be
Well,
the
Bunker
second
Binks,
or the
अच्छा
third
बात
round,
है,
the
तो party
bonus
मेरी
does go
जान.
the way of the team that finally gets the guns. And you're gonna Groundhog Day yet again back towards the B site, though actually this time locked out.
भाई ये कितना दर्द है बे. वन वे हटा ही देना चाहिए, क्या बोलते हो
Keeping a
chat?
keen eye towards mid as well. Because he's got the tripwire there, but Udo
देखो,
once
देखो.
again
ऐसो देखो बे.
continuing that streak from the previous game, getting himself found out pretty early in the round. It's just
दर्द में
30
टाइप है
seconds
अभी का.
into the game that he's, you know, going
God.
into his lurch pretty deep. And okay, Mojo.
Oh, that's
okay,
disgusting.
finds a double. That's a big kill, and there he goes. Kelly versus Ja.
भाई अच्छा वो इसने
gonna
गन चेंज
be-
किया, गन चेंज किया.
Interesting duel, and it's gonna be
कौन सा गन था,
Ja
वो भी नहीं
ready
दिखा.
for it no matter what. The spike's been
Phantom.
dropped as well towards A main. And Global Esports, they are getting outplayed here. Both sides of the map that they try to, you know, kind of take control upon. B, they gave an initial contact, didn't really get much out of it. Again, what he mentioned in the previous game,
Universe का आज QA फिर
Komodo,
से
the
लग रहा है.
rotations, you know,
30
a little
seconds
bit of
left.
misinformation, they rotate back again, and they lose out on players who might have repositioned, not expecting
जी में
somebody
है
to be
से
up
लेके
close and
जी में
personal
था
from
होने
NAOS.
I
वाला है.
mean, Papi doesn't have from the shadows either, so had to make the
MD
marathon
feel हो रहा है
journey
नहीं
to
नहीं
pick up the
फिलहाल
spike.
तो feel नहीं हो रहा मेरे को
Single
MD
dart cover,
दोनों team
and
का
you know
aim
together
strong
as Naos that you are just playing into a retake. Let him go
10
for the
seconds
plant,
left.
even shuffle up a couple of your feet to try
Defense
and
है ना, अपन
scare
भी
him when
मारेंगे
you go
defense.
for the plant. But now the jig is up. This man can come through. They're just gonna come together as a unit, and yeah, great dart placement at the end. Really well done to equalize from Naos.
Stay taut as a bowstring.
Yes, किसका हो रहा है NAOS versus G.
it's
If
gonna
I'm
be
not
second
wrong,
for-
NAOS is also Ascension team.
NAOS here.
If I'm not,
Global
क्या
Esports.
कोई confirm कर
Down to
सकता
an
है?
eco now, and they've got just a bunch of sheriffs to play with. They do
क्योंकि मैं
have
ये
the
team को
ability
देखा है
to
मैंने.
set up Patrick once again with the overdrive, if at all, you know, he's allowed to pick up that
Yeah.
orb towards B-main, which of course in the previous
Yes.
game was a round winner.
The problem with going for the overdrive in a situation like this is you kind of got to consider what utility your teammates can buy as well. If they need their standard set of utility to assist you going on in, they're overbuying and you're potentially lesser equipped into the next round if you do lose. And if you're playing for the numbers, that is a very real scenario. So yeah, he can get his ult, but it might not even be a premium to try and use it if you're not
5
getting
round
an
जीत गया
open
तो
kill
बस हो
off
गया
the
मेरे
first.
हिसाब से.
So we'll see if he
Yeah.
does decide to actually use it.
Papi
You'd
के
also
team में
not
इसलिए
see
drop
shock darts brought up to be able to destroy these deeper trap wires in towards the site. So it really does come down to playing in numbers for Global Esports and
Trips
only
ढूंढ रहे वो लोग,
using
trips.
that ult if they get a kill or can guarantee to get a kill on an upgrade to help the team.
Is he going to be expected here? He was looking in his direction, Yuratan, but was not
क्या aim है base का?
ready for the fact that he had to face a Vandal. Poppy spots the
गलत
B-main
aim
push
है.
as well. They're making them uncomfortable. Now it's pushing every nuke in corner, and look at Ja, dude. He's just going around the map.
Oh,
Knife
the gun
out in the
push.
hand at the last second. Got a scare there, but puts on his shield back up again. It's gonna be now Patrick to try and delete him off the server.
Oh, that's a
Spamming at the
wall.
wall is not gonna help you, my friend. Moshe's gonna help in setting up the party, and Taos is gonna be an absolute graveyard. Global Esports, the game plan just kind of fell apart because of Jaws run in towards, kind of walking towards mid. Went into
Yeah.
tiles, finds Yuratan, goes back towards B, finds another. He was given basically
And that's,
free range of roam wherever he wants.
And that's exactly my little problem that I'm highlighting in the scenario as well. If you're trying to pop an overdrive at a deficit scenario, there are too many angles that you have to look after if you are Patrick. I mean, you see him dashing around. You see the team of NAOS already available to get in and dirty to assist the team just to dispatch of him. So kind of ill-advised in that scenario to be popping an ult like that, where had you hold it, could have been a massive instigator in towards the site.
Yeah. Once again, another B hit.
You
It's
don't have
going
to
to be a
play
little bit
Thunder
more
though still.
quicker this
ये
time.
trip
They've
पे
gone backside, but there's a tripwire to stop him
trip
there.
पे
He's gonna spot it. He knows it's there,
Let's go.
Patrick, and he's gonna hold on. A little bit more patience. Nexi laying in that smoke. He does have support in the form of Xavi in back of sight. He comes up to the
ओ
smoke.
अल्टी अच्छा है
Fury,
उसका.
and the
भाई
slide out,
क्रिस्टल
he
का
does
अल्टी
get the
अच्छा
one,
है.
but it's
जाने
gonna be
दो
John
कैसे
straight
मारे.
back down again. Kelly keeping the numbers
भाई ult
intact for
sexy
his
था.
team
One
as they
enemy
now put
remaining.
themselves in the 3v2. Make that a 3v1.
बस मारा ना
Great
एक
kickoff
ने भी.
once again from Patrick. He did have support.
क्रिस्टल ने भी बस
and
मारा. भाई क्रिस्टल का राउंड था.
finished things
मस्त
off. Global
अल्टी
Esports
मारा.
turn up the pace, and they find the
बहुत
support.
प्यारा अल्ट मारा उसने.
Yeah, in towards the site this time and being patient as well to not overexert themselves in towards the trap utility that their opposing Cypher does put on down. Nice timing as well on the Distractor Hunter's Fury in the mix from Crystal, finding Nexi, finding more angles of space for his team to just frolic around the site. No real massive overextension.
Like
from them,
कर दे
and
बोलो
even
chat,
putting
like
in,
करो.
that Rolling Thunder
भाई
indicates
banter
what
चल रही है
really
all chat
is
पे
really
दिख रहा है?
nice. So well done.
कैलियस
to
आजा
Global
मिड पे
Esports to
क्रिस्टल
equalize in that
देखा क्या क्या
scenario,
अल्ट मारा
though,
ऐसे सब
as
लिखा
we
वो
have a
लोग
bit of
ने.
a timeout come on
पढ़ा
through.
तुम
I
लोगों
also
ने
want to
chat?
highlight just Eman at the
Banter.
moment. He's not got any kills, but what have we been seeing
Yeah.
from Eman on the server? We've been seeing space together that he finds with a player on the team. So yeah, it doesn't
yeah.
translate into a kill at the moment for him, but
Mouse
his
disconnect
teammates
किया, बिना
have
mouse का
been,
kill rate
you know, safeguarded by his presence to then find those kills.
ऐसे
and
टॉप
have
रैकर
him
भाई गलत एजेंट है बे.
His
आइसो और
paranoia has
नियॉन.
been pretty great as well to clear off.
Game में
Especially on
दिखते
the
ज़्यादा
B side left,
demotivation
on
हो
the
जाता है.
left box corner. He's been able to paranoia in every single
Normal
time.
agents
Clears out
लो ना
so
भाई.
much space because you know they just cannot sit there because the market push out comes at the same time to clear off anybody who gets blinded by it. So they've been pretty smart about it. You know, I mean, it doesn't matter how many kills he gets.
Mid को इतना
he's gonna
preference नहीं दे
continue
रहे ना
on
जी.
with the utility, you know, valuable, you know,
सिर्फ
value
एक
that it
राउंड में
provides.
मिड गए.
And one more
अभी
thing I
तक
do want
दोनों.
to point out once again, Ja one off his ultimate once again. They've got two more, and even
Yeah.
Emin actually is one off, you know, from the shadows as well. So NAOS' ultimate, you know, economy right
कल का
now is
ऐसे याद
pretty
आ गया.
great. Global Esports do have two available, but the other three are far off from it, at least 2 rounds.
Hmm. It's always great to see the proactivity of ultimate gathering, right? When you've got duelists, for example, let's say Phoenix, when you've got a 6-point ultimate, likewise of a Cypher, for example, if you're getting them plants or diffusers and a kill here or there and an orb, you're able to refresh that every second, every third round, and it can be massive. But we'll stretch in towards a quick round at the moment to come on through. And Eman, I mean, he's not got a kill on the board just yet. He's got a sliver of HP to try and survive with, which does not happen. Here's one of the ults that I mentioned to come on through now. Neural theft to secure information as plant goes down.
Spike planted.
Yeah. Yuratan getting up a little closer to Personal. He's gonna go in through, but he's gonna lose his life. No support there. Poppy does trade him out though. Another flash to keep Xavi busy.
Bunks by, there is something I would like to share with you if you allow.
Back he goes to fight, not ready
Is
for
it
it.
bad?
Too many members to face. Nexi does have a bit of a moment to slide into the side here. He's gonna play on the back of Mosier's
There's something you want to share and
distractions,
dil
but it's not
halka
gonna be
karne
enough
is
Kelly
kar.
to finish things off. He's gonna get 3 here. And once again, Global Esports making sure that the pace
And I like the fact कि तेरे नाम पे 2 ही है.
for another round in their back.
तीसरे में problem होती है.
Yeah,
No,
Kelly
it's
is just
good.
always at the right position at the right time, but in the pack, watching the angles that is required with the rest of his team covering off what's there as well. Really nice work for the team department to come through from Kelly. After the execution in the beginning of that alleyway control through elbow dispatching of Eman is, we got the guy on the flank. Team, we get the plant and we close it out. Really well done. An immediate adjustment to come on through for NAOS as well to stack 4 players over towards A. And you know why? One-way information, kill contract available if you hear any steps. They don't immediately, so it means that they have to adjust their positions and essentially reset on this round. So luckily for NAOS Uni, luckily, Global didn't rush B.
Yeah, they didn't. Pretty heavy stack still on towards that A side. They're still feeling like it could be an A hit. Yudo's gonna hold on to any sort of work coming in from the mid-region, which has happened before. But Xavi's gonna spot out all the utility coming into that B side. The drone's been sent out. That's gonna clear out the low side. And pretty soon Patrick's gonna be sliding into that region. But the rotations have already come in here, Komodo. This is gonna be a little troublesome for Global Esports now.
And it's good timing again on that dark cover. Eman rotates to the right position of B. Darby's held a lot of this utility bar those early shot dart lineups as well. So he's got drone and dart to push retakes when they come out, looking for spam through the util.
Yeah, he does not get the kill there, but he does allow Xavi to actually play in a little bit sneakily here. Udo's found 2 towards mid, and he's cut off the rotations completely. Xavi's gonna get another himself. Kelly this time returns the favor onto Ja, but Xavi, he's on the side single-handedly, staying alive the longest on the side. He somehow found this.
Could you imagine?
Stick it. There's no way, right? Nah, they're gonna swing out far and wide. There's no way he was gonna be able to stick that. Not on the 1v3.
Breach by इतना अच्छा मारा जाको.
Oh, it got close to the end, though. It makes you wonder if there's any miscommunications from Global at the end of that one. It potentially could get upset, but this time, it's a good execution of a flank maneuver working well, right? Yuratan finding the 2 kills. Yes, Arvi finds some space in towards it to find Kelly when he comes out of the kill contract, but there's not much you can do in a 1 versus 3 when you're playing together as a unit like GE do at the remainder of the round. So very well recovered for Global at the end there, and keeping it consistent, balancing out their credits as well, affording themselves enough of a pass mark in these next couple of rounds where we do start to actually consider the damage that Global have been finding. How much of an impact does that have onto NAOS's chances to get 2 rounds in the next couple, right? Half buys, full buys, you drop that, the half peels away from you, it's barreling down a little bit. We've seen Jar just use the kill contract, so you can't rely on that in the next couple of rounds. You're starting to piece together that this half is at a little bit of a turning point for Global Esports to really exceed in it if they get this next round or 2.
Absolutely.
Okay, ना अपन जीत गए ना chat.
Well, this timeout's gonna give them a little bit more to work with. Global Esports have taken a solid amount of lead here, at least in terms of momentum. And they've thrown NAOS once again into a bit of a semi-buy. 2 Vandals to work upon Xavi and Eman this time around. I would consider giving it to
did you lost some
once again, but I feel like they're probably going to go for a heavy ultimate execute here. Mosier does have the overdrive available.
And it seems like he's going to commit it. There he goes.
There's a to stop him at the moment, but the recon's going to help him. No, it isn't. Yuratan gets him out. Eman's going to trade out in the other way. One more he finds.
Eman on the board.
Yep, he's gotten 2. It seems that the Vandal worked out perfectly. as the ultimate created enough distraction for
तीनों दिख गए,
to find
तीनों दिख
space
गए।
towards that mid-house region. And now Global Esports follow to the
जिम
B
कर रहे
side, fortunately having to plant
They-
now, and they're covered everywhere.
200
They're
kilos
flank
का
as well.
डंबल्स एक हाथ से।
They're going to have to use this Rolling Thunder and take some further space. To play a deficit in this scenario whilst they're vulnerable going for a plant too. I mean, look, already NAOS are here.
Yeah,
Land?
they've got no clue whatsoever.
remaining.
Yeah, both of them are gone. Emin,
M&A?
of course he starts off. Yeah, of course he starts off with the
Let's
next.
go.
Nah,
Oh.
next he steals it away from him.
अभी तो 0 पे था, एस मार रहा था।
Wow. What a recovery. What a round to come through from Aman there. I've got to say, man, like, to just individual, when you're not finding kills in the
Must
server
mara
just yet,
be.
you've been peppered down time and time again. You come out with something like that. And I'm talking about the scenario, right? That's an eco to come through from NAOS. That's a pivotal moment for 6 rounds to be found for Global Esports. You drop the next rifle round against theirs,
कोई
and
नहीं,
your
eco और
money's
classic
already
अपना
skyrocketing.
वो है।
You're building more ultimates as well. You've probably wasted a couple of
experience.
ults of your opponents
Yeah,
who,
it's not
to
a
be
tension
granted,
wali
did
baat.
use Overdrive for Moja and Hunter's Fury for Zavi in that one, right? But they didn't really net too much.
You blink.
भाई क्या डॉज किया
Using
बे
his speed to perfection, finds the pocket of
क्या
space that he
dodge
had to
किया
make sure
बे
that he
उसने।
dodges the stun and took out Patrick perfectly there. And that's instantly thrown the A side away from Global Esports. Yuratan, keen
Urutan
on
ka round.
finding it back.
Urutan
He
ka
doesn't
round.
have him across him. And he will find him, I
Good.
believe. Yes, he
Anti.
will. The
Good.
neural theft goes in.
अब
and
mid
that's a lot
लड़ो.
of information.
Nice.
Ja pops out of
Hey,
the
Ja,
smoke
फट
for
से।
his own death, and the Rolling Thunder committed to clear out Market as well. Nexi does get affected. The Paranoid followed up as well. Great utility here, but the B side has already been
Hey,
played
Ja,
by
बोला था।
NAOS. Can they hold it off? Yes, they can. Nexi gets a double, and Xavi
One
covers him
enemy
up from
remaining.
behind pillar. And Global Esports' full value from this round has been stripped away by just a single double kill from Nexi, while he was the only one being stunned by that Rolling Thunder as well.
I was going to give a lot of praise to Urutan's courageousness to stick around over at that A site, to go for the kill on towards Eman, to use the neural theft. I mean, you're looking at the utility that you highlight in that scenario, but now you overlook a crucial position and you're down. That was a very good looking 4 versus 5 deficit conversion that Global might have been able to pick on out in this one, where you
भाई यहाँ पे बेस्ट क्या था मालूम है? साइफर का अल्ट दिखा, 2 towards B, 1 towards mid, जो कि ए रोटेट कर सकता है। ब्रीच अल्टी मार के ब्रीच चाहिए तो भागने का साउंड और स्पेस करे, भले वो मरेगा, अगर एक मारा तो वेरी गुड, और बाकी 3 लोग ए जाए, क्योंकि अपना ए लर्क का भी वो जल्दी ए ले सकता था फ्री में।
I want to flip the onus back on the Global. All right, put your heads together. It's been 2 rounds. There's still 2 more to go in this half. What do you need to do to make it 7-5?
I really believe that, you know, Global Esports had the information. You know, that neural theft gave them enough to know that, you know, NAOS are really quickly just kind of, you know, hurrying through obstacles to run into that B site. So, you know, kind of committing to that decision there was maybe a little too hasteful from Global Esports. I'm not sure at what time the clock was ticking. I didn't, you know, kind of catch that. But I feel like Global Esports need to maybe take it a little bit slow when they've got a little more information. That
Why are
gave
these
them
flashing
everything
lights?
to win that round. They found Shah as
Tournament
well
vibes
popping
के
out
लिए।
through that smoke.
टूर्नामेंट में क्या आँख में
Maybe
इतना लाइट्स
right
आते
now
ना,
they need to
इसलिए।
kind of hold and
अभी
see
से
where NAOS
मार
is starting to push, because NAOS are starting to get a little more proactive than they were in the first couple of
That's a
rounds.
cute.
Yeah. I mean, this is an important one for Global Esports as well, right? Look at their credits at the moment. If it's loss bonus, you're playing with a couple of you know, lesser weapons in the next one. No real ultimates built up either. So there's a big premium on figuring out this round at the moment. And you're immediately getting counterspanned of util trying to get on in. There's flashes around and there's no kills just yet until finally Patrick dispatches of his counterpart Neon and overstays his welcome.
One way.
Yeah. A
Wait
barrage
up,
of utility
wait.
there. Uratan
Wait
gonna
up,
be left again once on mid.
यार ये दर्द है यार
Around,
बंदे
he's
यार।
trying to find a pick off. He does miss the timing onto Xavi, but
पहले
Xavi,
ये
look at him, he's
stun,
actually
फिर वो
crawled
stun,
in
फिर
towards
इसका
mid.
counter
He's
stun,
gonna
फिर
try and
उसका
maybe get
counter
away.
stun, फिर ये
The
plan,
timing
फिर
is
वो
off
plan।
here, and it's all gonna be on Uratan's pick. If he finds Xavi, or Xavi finds the flank before he does, but just put the pressure on them.
भाई
He's
लेकिन
gone.
सच्ची बोलूं
That's
मेरे को
gonna be
जी
no
का
smokes,
कॉम्प
and they cross each
अच्छा
other,
लगा।
and Uratan's been found. The
इतना भी
timing's
अच्छा
off,
नहीं,
and
casual है।
NAOS have probably gotten the round in their
लेकिन
hands. just on the
सच्ची
back of that
जी
kill.
का कॉम्प अच्छा लगा।
Yeah.
इससे
Well, the
बोला
biggest
मरना
thing is,
जरूरी था
well, what timing do you want to see from Nexi around the map to
No.
be able to use that neural theft
Anytime
too? He's not going to
Breach
relinquish
Neon
control of the A site that he still
is
has with his
better.
spy cam, with his trap wires as well.
Then
You're
just
playing a numbers
Breach, then
game
just
now as
Neon
now. So you're
solo.
waiting to see where Global goes, because What have you already considered? What have you already found out? They used their utility to gather some of this B-man control. They don't have any ultimates to throw into the mix. Yeah, Eman doesn't spot anything with that relocation from the shadows, yields nada. But you're still at a numbers game. You've still got 20 seconds on the clock, and as soon as Nexi sees any liquor damage, they rotate over. Global Esports have to multi-frag early in this post plan.
Yeah. That's gonna go down, and they're gonna try and be a little more proactive towards mid. Oh, they spotted one. I'm pretty sure they're gonna be ready for this. The swing out comes. The stun is a little too late. Kelly S. It could have been a little earlier. The timing was just off. They know exactly where he is as well. Spamming bullets through the boxes, and that was just misaligned. A little bit of miscom, I feel like. I'm not sure if the stun was available. Maybe the fault line was just not there. Because they spotted him earlier. He should have come half a second earlier.
The problem is they spotted Nexi out over a spawn, and they weren't exactly sure if he was going to push when the players top mid started to scale on up, I feel. So it's the difference for Kelly S trying to deter Nexi from running in towards the site early to potentially pinch into it, but also then assisting the team for their peak. And it does come down to that literal half a second difference of getting that fault line readily available and lock them in. Yeah. So now this is the other end of the stick that I was talking about earlier, right? It's where that round goes to NAOS. They've got a very comfortable buy. And Global Esports, in getting the plant actually and a little bit of the damage, they still do manage to muster up an okay purchase in towards this round.
By good, come on.
Yeah, they're doing what they did previously. We saw this yesterday on Sunset against OG. That triple split they do towards Market, B main, and towards Link.
Nice.
Towards Spawn, Utaton, great kill onto Eman. A little overextension once again from Patrick. But he did do it nice. Though, Crystal does get one trade back. Could find a second. Not gonna be the case. The plant's gone down. It's a 2 versus 3. Ja does have a wall to kind of isolate the fight onto the player on site. All he needs to do is anticipate, and he will. The slide's gone back up again. Tap on the spike. He's gonna let his teammates do the bit of suppression for him. Further, he goes closer. Gets the first. Ja's doing everything, and out goes the ult, and that's gonna be it. He's gonna stick the defuse, and Ja, all he needs to do is just stay alive until he can defuse, and he doesn't even need to do that. He gets the kill from Poppy, as the nervousness of trying to run in towards him and fight him will give NAOS 7-5. A slither lead, but they will find themselves ahead at the end of the first half.
Always one of those, situations at the end there where if you're Poppy, it's really, we gave him the ultimate, because there's no way you're winning that. Even if you win the 1v1 in the Gulag, you got to get time to run back to the site on someone who probably has already stuck the defuse just by how much time is actually bought by Ja in the ultimate, right? So, yeah, really unfortunate for Global Esports at the end there where they go in, guns are blazing, right? Lightning Fingers activated over for Patrick, getting up through the guts of mid, wrapping around, opening up on towards Moja. You got Crystal, who as well is throwing in towards that Hunter's Fury, right? It's looking pretty plausible for Global, but at the end, doesn't really happen. And another big salute over Jar, I guess I'll say in this one too, right? Because his kills on that defensive side, ending with 17 at the half. He's only up from here.
Yeah. Now it's pretty quick B hit over here. They've gotten control pretty easily, and they should be getting the plant in just about a second. Mosher's found one. Now Shabi goes in. Actually, never mind. They don't want to go for the plant here. They just wanted to fight straight up, and they want to make Global Esports feel the pressure. And that's left the IGL alone, and he's going to go down. Ja is on a roll, and so is Mosher. But now as a team, are just taking control of microsectors together, and they're doing it really well. I thought they were going to go for the plant man, but then comes the flash from the main side from Nexi, and it was perfect to set up Javi and Mosher both together.
As soon as you feel like there's 2 or 3 players and you've counted that bit of early utility in towards market, you kind of know that you can't slow it down and that you've got to keep on going as well. I mean, contingency out from Jar, you're following that, you're seeing no recovery from Global Esports to try and challenge and getting back in towards the site. They are just losing the duels in that point in time, not able to adjust. I mean, you got to give credit towards NAOS in that scenario to just realize that they can just continue to barrel down and go for the fight. And for Global Esports, I mean, the pistol round was sorely needed, I feel like, to get a good start on this defensive side, right? It doesn't go their way, and they're down to essentially 9-5. If they hell drop the bonus, that's 10-5, and that's looking really rough. So this is the time for Global to really have a shining moment. Probably not this round, in the next round when it comes on towards their bonus to figure things out. Although I'm a liar. Classic free weapon double tapping about.
Yeah, he's gotten control of
shouldn't be real,
that's
but it
probably
is.
yeah, it shouldn't be. It's done a lot more damage to Classic as we've seen in history, but right now, Global Esports, they still sticking on that A side, by the way, and look at how far deep into their territory NAOS have gotten. They could go all the way into spawn, they could go right behind the A side, do so much damage, and Ja, they've just left Ja to hold out the rotation in case it comes through from spawn. That tap of the spike is going to be relayed as information.
Just sitting back, sipping on some boba as well, taking the forward stride that you might want to do. Classics here, Uni.
Yeah.
Shorty.
Yeah, of course. He's gonna double tap down. He's got support. M is gonna come here. Just kind of adding up to his skill tally. Seems a little too low for him, considering his standard.
Low
HP maybe. Yudotan alone. He started off the round with the 1 kill. He's gonna probably have to end it with the 3, but it's gonna be a dream 3 kills if at all. He needs to win this round. No time though. Time's not his friend. We'll maybe go for an exit. Not gonna work out his favor. Mojo's just gonna let him die to the spike as they build up 9.
Yeah, I mean, you'll see that first kill come out from Yudotan, but you do see just not an immediate, oh, we have to go because we've lost main from NAOS. It's still very level-headed and very measured to go for the forward space, right? Even against the pistols, I feel like NAOS give them complete respect in that scenario, and for Global Esports, staying with 4 on the A side, it does make sense. Had they rotated back and it was just a lurking player that Yudotan did fine, they would have had numbers to contest over at the A side. So I still want to give a good benefit towards Global Esports. That they are playing in the numbers and strengths in that scenario that they are dealt with, but at the end, I mean, it is just those lesser pistols against the rifles who have had some time to set themselves up on the line, and now into the freshie as well. I mean, look at this pace changer coming out from Global Esports. They are the aggressors on this defensive side. It's Yudotan for 3, but Zabi, he's looking for more. Uni, it's not happening. You blink and you miss it.
Udo, you are my favorite
delivering the spicy goods.
Udo is my favorite now.
Absolutely. Big pressure on that A side over there. They made sure that, you know, now feel that they're not going to get away with this as easily as they thought they could. Ja tried maybe, you know, to soften them up a little bit for Mojo to swing out and kill them, but no. The pressure on that A main side allowed for Yudotan to actually slip in between the cracks. The amount of utility that was dumped here made NAOS kind of just feel uncomfortable, and they ran into places where they've gotten players already standing waiting for them. Poppy went down pretty early, by the way, towards mid, and that I think kind of helped Yudotan because they didn't expect him to be there as well, pushing out towards mid.
Yeah. You got to talk about a successful bonus round to start off your endeavors on this defensive side, though, and that's exactly what you love to see from Global. Yudotan as well. Neural theft available on the flip side. Ja, who's still silently achieving what he wants to on this attacking side. Getting that kill contract to be available too. So in this slow scaling up through B main, it's a little bit more rapid as Global Esports not moving and budging from A whatsoever. This might actually transition into an early retake as they finally do start to rotate on over, but is that still going to be go time for NAOS? I mean, you got to consider that there's more Cypher utility seeing that one-way cage.
So it's going to get some information now. They know that there's multiple towards B main. It's a pretty deep setup for Nexi as well, but here goes Ja. He's going to find Yudotan this time, and it's a duel. Oh my god. Almost perfectly ready for it. Almost pre-fired. Yeah.
वो जावी ने क्या मारा जरा दिखा सकते हैं क्या?
Side pretty easily, and look at how far Nexi's gone up as well. He should be able to find one. It will double up as well. That's number 10 for NAOS, and Global Esports fall on the back of just one little quick Ja ultimate.
Well,
man,
that's it, isn't it? Three simultaneous kills to come through from 3 different members over on the side of NAOS when that ult goes down. I mean, you play Distractor at that moment, right? Because when that ult comes down, it does really change for Global Esports how they have to try and defend off that B site. Look who got pilfered out, right? Your Cypher, so your trips, they're no longer protectable, right? They're no longer able to be played around by the Cypher, who at that point in time, Yudotan is in the right spot to play on his utility, and it's not there. He's gone. So the rest of the squad, they fall like flies. And now it really is the time for Global Esports to try and take some further space. Try and cheat some rotates, I feel like. Because if this round does get dropped, well, it becomes bad to worse. And now the jig is up. Positions are revealed. And this is immediately going to shift into a quick post.
अरे शो मैच है यार चैट क्या
Yeah,
तुम लोग वो कर रहे हो
it's an easy one. This one, they're
अपनी
gonna get
टीम
the
बनाए
under
भेज
three
चो
as
देख महीने
insurance as well
पहले
in case things go wrong. Xavi is gonna
वो
keep
लोग
that in his
पांचवा
back
बंदा
pocket.
लैंड तक
So
पे
now
नहीं
might
आया
be
है
getting
घर
a little
से खेल
itchy to
रहा है
actually,
वो
kind of push out, maybe
कितना
explore some
बे
regions,
कितना
make
हाइट
Global Esports feel more pressure. But they regrouped. Global Esports have regrouped and they've
मेन
just
इवेंट
kind of
चालू
made
होने दो उधर
Patrick
नहीं
check
परफॉर्म
Styles
कर रहे
just
तो
for a
बात
second
अलग है
in case Nexi was maybe thinking about rolling around there. Now to burst out, there goes the stun from both their agents.
कुछ
There's
दिखाई
a
दे रहा
counter
माँ
stun as well, not going to be good enough. The flash is going to keep them back. He needs to
ये
get in
बॉल
here,
भी अच्छा है
Patrick. So much util being dumped here. Mosier, ready for it? No, he isn't. It's going to be a burst on the face. Once again, it's the Sheriffs. It's
भड़क
the
गया
Vandals. One by one, the weapons being exchanged.
योकुम
but they're
भड़क
still
गया
doing the
भाई
damage.
योकुम भड़क गया
Global Esports continue to somehow work with their eco round.
योकुम
And
भड़क
they
गया भाई
charm. The
I
setup was
can
perfect.
send it on Super
They were
General
not super
Indian
great
words.
at
I
the
have sent
spike
it on
at all.
Discord
It seemed
General
like they could have
channel.
gotten a
Whenever
little
you get
nervous
time, check
because
it
of
out.
that.
Thank you.
But they
Dancing.
waited patiently to find the right time to set up
Love
Patrick
you.
here. And if he hadn't gotten that kill onto Mojer, I think that round would have probably been over. Onto now.
Yeah. That's not a Patrick who. That's a Patrick Yo, because my jaw dropped to the floor a little bit. I don't know how he's been able to survive in that one. Honestly, there were a lot of chances that players had guns ready, and it was just him on the screen. But that's just the open areas that the members of NAOS are actually sitting in towards to allow that one to come towards them. And at the end of it, there wasn't enough damage delivered to global members for the Hunter's Fury to find any of them, right? 3 quick bolts on towards the spike, 80 damage total. No time to get any shock darts out and deny that defuse as well. So for Global Esports, when you need an individual member to go above and beyond, generally it will be your duelist, or generally when you've got a star-studded clutch player like Papi on the roster, or you've got somebody like Yudatan who has just been so consistent in bringing forward clutches and bringing forward consistency on the roster. Those are the players you're looking for. But the young gun, the new fresh guy on the agent that abuses things, that's a big one. That's a huge one. That's the way that Global Esports get back into this game.
Hey, Binks, how's you?
Absolutely.
Why you gusu?
Timeout here. That was called in.
Why you gusu?
But I could see that,
how are you, Ryoji? How are you?
Quite a bit of instruction to his team as well as to how to proceed in these next couple of rounds, because they desperately need to cover up that deficit that they've gotten so far.
You know what it is?
Do you have... Yeah.
There.
Step one,
can.
destroy Jar. Step two, well, nobody else is shooting, so win.
I get that. I've seen that script before, and it seems like it's gonna be Patrick to kind of do that. Great, he's already in their spawn. Ja's gotten one though. Patrick's doing the rest of the work for his team.
Yeah.
It's a bunch of duelists.
Jar gets kills, the rest don't. I mean,
ऐसा बनियन के पीछे बाकी क्या मिलेगा?
it's still happening.
Like I said, I've seen that script before, and you exactly, told it as it is. Ja, he's gonna lose this duel. It's gonna be Patrick once again stepping things
balanced,
up. The
balanced agent, balanced.
3 times this time around. A 4th not gonna be possible. Yeah, he's
balanced
ready for
agent,
that.
right
Xavi's
there.
gonna take him out 1v3 now. He's got a minute to work with though, so could make a good play, because look at the position.
Tired of
so
being
far apart at the
decimal
moment.
every year.
2-1-B.
हाँ बे
gonna be the
सबको
call.
feel होता है यार. लेकिन
You gotta consider this
feel
one
होता है
versus
ना.
right, Uni. You just gotta group
वो लोग
up
ऐसा
together.
अंधा
If
पैसा
I'm
बर्बाद
looking
तो
over
नहीं
at
कर
that
रहे
radar
ना.
and I'm seeing 2 trapwires at the A side against
Represent
Sova,
करने कुछ
I'm
अच्छा
probably just
करना है,
repositioning
कर
that
रहे.
trapwire that's on the side itself and cordoning off the site completely in its entirety, right? You then don't even need to give a chance that you can have a 1 versus 1 against them.
Criticize करो.
False start. I mean, that
Support करो या फिर
location is
criticize
expected
करो.
to be
एक
false. So this
का
should
मतलब
already be
नहीं
giving
है.
you the time, the 100% security that's ending to be.
Yeah, most certainly. Xavi's just going to slowly crawl in, and look at that. They called a rotation. They're going to go in towards Market now, expecting him to be there on the site. Xavi's got no idea. Market is pretty much open. He's going to have to play on the back of his gut here. Needs to go for the plant. There comes the sound. Yudatan's going to start rotating off. Stun comes in through.
There's no time.
They don't know that he's actually back to sight, and yeah, there it is. The stun lasted long enough for Kelly
Come
to
on,
swing him out and
chalo,
take him out.
2 more rounds.
They're going to slowly creep in closer to NAOS here. But it's still not over, because
पिंकी आकाश को देख ले.
have one more round, in terms of
रिया अभी भी
ability.
स्कूल में
Because
जैसे.
even if they lose this one, they're still in the lead by at least 1 round.
Yeah, I mean, the biggest thing again is just brilliance from
यार, I was
old
a
mate
bright
on the
student, मैं
neon,
जल्दी
right?
pass out हो
Patrick
गया.
Hu just running around, guns are blazing, lightning strikes 3 times as you mentioned. But once more over, it was Jar yet again looking for the kills around the
bright
map,
student,
take him
guys.
down, and it feels like it makes things just a little bit easier. So we really have a massive duelist battle to be prevalent in this map right now, and it's going to continue on again with a massive installment of
hi,
members
man.
over at this A side.
Kuch nahi
Shutdown
dikhai de
squandered though. early retaliation of utility to come out from Global Esports will stop them in their tracks.
Yeah, actually, great retaliation for Poppy. That one paranoia was actually enough to actually push all of them
First
back
match
to
NAOS.
where they came from. And the re-clearance commits a little bit more utility. That drone, I'm not sure if it actually spotted these two players here. But they're playing a good setup. Shot dart comes through. Yep, they did spot them, but they're ready for everything. Kelly has finds the third, brings out his sheriff.
Oh,
Only for the
close
fourth.
ta,
No,
close ta,
Shabby's
close
gonna
ta,
take him out
close
there.
ta.
But Crystal will make sure that the flank from Nexi is not going to support him any longer.
Close ta.
The drone had to make
भागने का sound आ गया.
things a little bit easier. Once again, it's going to be Xavi in a 1v3.
Please 1v1s नहीं.
Hey, he's just going to walk into the crosshairs of
Good.
both of these members.
Nice.
Yeah.
Instant decapitation
time
again
for
Patrick.
comeback,
In the later stages of
baby.
this map. And it's good adjustments from Kelly S in this scenario as well, right? When you've got the utility coming through, you're not turning around to
इनका
dodge any
शादी हो गई है,
flashes as
दूसरों के
well,
लिए
because you know you got to
excuse me,
recognize
friends,
now I'm playing
है.
Breach, now I'm playing Gecko. You can see the trail that's coming your way if a paranoia is there. So it literally is crosshair focus, aim, train on your opponent's gunplay for Global Esports, which I really feel like in these past couple of rounds after that thrifty, they're recognizing that
भाई
now
अपने पास है breach
playing
ult.
layered utility when
Breach
they're
ult.
revealing
It should
themselves
be
early
the
on what
easiest
positions they want
round
to
of the
tackle.
world
If Global have recognized that, they are playing the
Breach
game
ult
that they
मारवा.
should be
Let's
right
go.
now.
Let's go.
Oh my god, look at the aggression. Your job's been taken out, but Mojo's going to trade him off instantly.
कौन
The
attack
aggression
में भाई?
from Global Esports has been fruitful so
Kelly,
far. Kelly has
go!
another great position. The IGO will only get one though. The trade-off is instantaneous. Now able to maintain the man number equilibrium so far.
3v3.
It's 3 versus 3 right now.
3v3 is always
They're
an
able to
advantage
find
for
that neural theft in some
attackers.
sort of capacity on the late round. Information is going to be great for
लेकिन
Yutan, but he needs to
पुरोतान
be
के
careful.
पास है
He is going to be
ult.
exposed. He's kind of wide jumping
लेकिन बंदे
here.
वो लोग
Takes
base
a
पे
chunk
मरे.
of damage, goes
Shot
down
भी
to
नहीं
almost
मार
half HP. Now NAOS have information of the fact that the Cypher is a little, you know, kind of soft.
For a retake, the ultimate would be large if he goes for a
Like
mid
crazy
traversal.
aggressive strat.
However, he
Yeah.
doesn't necessarily
Stats
need
set,
to give it
stats
up early
set,
because
stats
there's no advancements towards
Stats
the
set.
spike sites yet for NAOS. He's still got his utility around the A site, so he's okay for himself to dance there. And good initiative from the remaining global members to take B main space. They know it's either mid to B or it's mid to A because this util has seen nothing. Dark cover one way over at short will disincentivize any pushes there, but also give up some information to now so that they can start to wrap around this site to A. And there's that info from the camera uni that I mentioned earlier.
Yeah, and it's going to be all onto Yuta. He needs to find the first. No, he's not taking the other corner. He didn't see Xavi walk in from main, and that's going to be the problem. 2 versus 3 now. Drone to reveal a little bit of information. He's got one smoke to work with. Maybe can isolate a little bit, but look at the amount of smokes already on that site. It's going to cause problems. One of them's faded away. 2 of them gone. And there comes the flank now. Xavi's taking advantage of the information that he's gained. He's going to create some chaos for his team to actually walk in. But no, back they come from elbow. Smoke's going down. Out comes the ultimate. This time it's going to be lightning from Mosier. Could be enough for Emmett to trade him out.
Papi!
Once again.
Papi ले तू.
So far comes through as Poppy, the man himself, the king from the Philippines, clutches it out.
क्या मारा Papi?
Why does anyone remove Papi from Omen? He is the Omen agent player. He is so significant when it comes to relocation and timing on from the shadows, shrouded step locations, but also recognizing just pure timing on when to use an Omen's abilities and when to not as well. Sticking it to Eman at the end when the dark cover goes down as well. You think you've thrown a dark cover as an Omen, you think you can move kind of immediately, right? You gotta wait for it to bloom. You gotta wait for it to become
Are you ready for some
and he doesn't.
13-10?
A little bit unfortunate for NAOS, but amazing for Global.
Yeah, and once again, they just carry on that aggression that they had. But look at Mosier, he's found his own. Global Esports
नहीं काम कर लो.
we're gonna just kind
एक
of
काम कर लो.
take B
ये इवेंट है ना यहाँ पे पॉज कर लो.
and
और ग्लोबल बाय एक नया इवेंट चालू करो.
He's in their spawn.
5 neon only show match करो.
Again, he's in the same position as he was.
कौन सा neon
The
किधर है
only
क्या कर
real
रहा है
problem right now is the spike is in B
समझ
main
में
and
नहीं
Jar
आया.
is in their spawn. There's no omens available to relocate whatsoever to the side of NAOS, right? So they are a little bit stuck on this eco territory situation. Neural theft in is just going to secure
भाई,
where
दोनों
Jar
heavy
is
hitters in there.
and where the spike is currently getting planted at the back of the B site. But are you really going to try and defend this one? Are you going to be able to do it? No. You're going to get eaten by
पता अगर ये
Fury.
neon को मारता तो
Nearly.
नंगा.
Nearly dead for Moja. So, I don't know. You need 2 versus 3. Oh.
Oh. Well, there's a cage to kind of throw him off. Mordra needs to be careful.
Good.
He's going to play a
Good.
1v3. They're going to swing
Good.
him out, and they're going
Good.
to take him out. Global Esports solidifying their little sort of map of round by round. They get closer, and they take the lead back from NAOS here. Put up 11, and their aggression seemingly continuously working for them as they don't now, compared to the last map where they were kind of after the aggression, they were kind of going a little bit separate.
लग रहा है
letting,
अपना map है,
Patrick
लग रहा है.
go alone. Now they're sticking so much as a team, and it's working out perfectly. They're doing the 1-2-3 swing together at the right time, at the right place, and the trades are perfect so far in the last couple of rounds.
JAAO has really slowed down on the kill department as well because he's being punished and isolated. He's not able to find a lot of the space, and Global Esports aren't giving him the opportunity where they're lurking around individually anymore, right? They're together as a unit, going fast in a couple of these early rounds. What JAAO is kind of relying upon has been these individual duels where this double tap is activated for him to refresh and play back on the timer. He's not been able to. But I am looking at the positioning in this round for Global Esports. If you want to counter a kill contract, playing in standard positions and standard lanes on that B site particularly is not a very good realization on what you might be expecting from NAOS at the moment. You hear the shock dart. That's got to give you information as crystal that this ultimate could potentially be coming on in, which it does. There you go, and it's dodged as well. Really well done from Crystal to move away from that one, but technically you have relinquished control of the site.
Yeah, now they're going into market. Oh, this is what we were afraid of. They did it the last time as well.
और उसी बंदे को मारा जो अल्ट में आने वाला था.
All the way back, even from market, finding two, and then look at how quickly they've repositioned as well. It's such good discipline from NAOS. Take early control, fight them, push them back, and then go back yourself and play in great post-line positions. This is a great retaliation from the Filipinos, but can they hold off on the retake that's going to come in? It's still 3v4, forgive me.
Crazy.
Kick him out. It's gonna be
Crazy.
one after the other.
Come on!
Control here. Nexi does the one. He's gonna have to stay alive for as long as possible. Time is his best friend right now, but his teammate is too far away, and there's no way they can stop him from defusing. Poppy's gonna get it all the way down, and it's good. Wow. Okay, then he jump shots Kelly. But Poppy will trade him off.
पे नाम है इतना अबे चमोली.
Brilliant 3v fire retake.
I want to give massive props to Poppy's paranoia in that one as well. The fact that they goes down onto the side at the right time, allowing the team to get the kill on the attempted cross from the stairs to the main as well. You can see that NAOS are going to try and play from a post plan in a 5 versus 3 spike down moment as well. That is a huge recovery to come through from Global Esports, and then at the end recognizing that, hey, Sova's nowhere near the action, we can defuse it if we waste out his bolts. Really nicely done from Global at the end there. Now on map point, trading each other's, you know, well, rather gathering your own map picks, I would say. Potentially if it closes here, because look at this, it's again, he's in the spawn as a Neon in 10 seconds in the round and has a kill.
Hey, tu stream snap mat kara caster, please.
Again, this time a tripwire to stop JAAO from actually going a
Seconds भी stream snap कौन करता है?
But look at how quickly he's come on the flank. He's gonna lose his ultimate though in a couple of seconds. And he's gonna have to bank upon his guns, and Yudatan does his best, keeps market in his control. They're losing out one by one.
NAOS, kal out.
This corner, he's not gonna be able to do it. JAAO's all by himself. Can he clutch out a 1v4? No, he cannot. Global Esports pull off Sunset in the bag. We head to Haven.
Heaven अपनी अच्छी मैप है मेरे को
in
नहीं
a row
लगता.
to come on through. This is what you call competitive
That's it,
gameplay.
Heaven थोड़ा
Great
बड़ा मैप है.
recovery
बड़ा
moment
मैप
for
मतलब
Global
बड़ा दर.
Esports as well. What feels like they're losing a lot of the control on that map. They do manage to weather the storm and bring it back at the end. And I mean, credit where credit is due.
Coach भाई, coach भाई.
Phenomenal run in.
सुनो एक दो राउंड याद है ना कोच भाई जो लिखने बोला था? हाँ? पापी भाई भूलो, वो भूलेगा नहीं, भूलेगा नहीं. अच्छी टीम है बेल नाउस, लेकिन क्या बोलते हो चाहे भाई जा ये तू जा रही. पापी के नीचे देखो कितने बहुत सारे लोग हैं.
Yeah.
It was close.
It has been, yeah, it was close yesterday on Haven, and now do have a good amount of reading.
क्या स्ट्रीम को लाइक कर दो जल्दी.
Global Esports had. And given that, NAOS themselves are coming off of playing Haven against Rapid Lo-Fi, I believe, in the upper quarterfinals in stage 3 of SEA, they did win that game 13-6. So they've got a pretty solid Neon comp as well on that, map of Haven. So Global Esports will have to tie their shoes a little bit more tighter than they did last time around, because there's going to be a storm coming their way, and I'm pretty sure that, if at all, maybe if they change things again, another different, duelist, go for a double duelist this time around. Once again, I'm not gonna be surprised. In fact, it's only going to give us more entertainment watching this game. But this has been... Yeah, go on.
I'm looking towards what we saw last time on Haven for NAOS, and Jar actually was playing the Omen, right? So it's either going to be something refreshing and new again, like this map was, or it's going to be going back to something that they've already tested with this current rendition of the roster. So I don't know. I kind of feel like it's a little bit more 50-50 going in towards this final map.
Well, we're going to find out pretty soon, aren't we? Because we do have Haven coming up at the end of this little...
पार्टी कोड मेरे को है ना यही देखने का था कि कौन कौन दल्ले लोग मेंबरशिप लेके हेटर से करके फैंटम इज लाइफ तेरा नाम याद रहेगा मेरे को दल्ला फैंटम
Yeah, I would have liked Pearl. I wanted to watch it. It's been a while since I watched that map on in a professional capacity. But hey, we're going to hopefully get to see it in the next couple of days. There's a lot more teams to be played. But right now, we're going to focus on what NAOS can bring on to the table. Are they going to change stuff up once again? Or is there going to be more role changes going into the third map? Because we did see 3 players exchange up roles from the previous to this one. Could be a possibility in the next one as well. And I'm just really excited to see what is going to be Global Esports' game plan, considering what happened on the previous day. How are they going to change things up on Haven?
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking towards Eman at the moment as well, right? In the kind of lacking performance that we see him on this controller role, I feel like he's a little bit more fluid. We can get that out over on towards Haven. But then again, we are just seeing who performed yesterday on Haven against Orangutan, right? It was the opening map, so I think that actually has something to really play for it as well. Map number 1 with this new roster in the official capacity was the close one. When they recognized what they needed to do, the second map was pretty flawless from them on Sunset, right? Now it's a new team. They've had 2 maps with a good amount of rounds to consider when we've got, both of them ending 13-10, right? That's 23 rounds per map. You're looking into some great tape that they can reflect in their mind at the moment on, all right, we know what worked for us yesterday on Haven. We know what didn't work. We know what we've already seen from NAOS and what we haven't seen and all this sort of stuff. So it is kind of, reflecting right now for it that everybody in the surface warm. We know what our strengths are. We know what our weaknesses are. Let's play towards them coming on to map number 3. And if you've got a new strategy to come out with for Global Esports, it's the time to do it. For NAOS, I mean, let's see something new, I guess, if you want to. But I would personally like to see their own legend full strength again.
Well, we're going to find out at the end of this little short break, ladies and gentlemen. The players are just going to take a little bit of water break. And so we'll be right back with Haven to see who's going to end up at the end as the winner. Just take my time.
Yasin? No stream, I will not evening after this. दिखाऊंगी फिर stream करूंगी. काम है. Hello. This map has been. बहरा किसको बोला? कल कौन सी टीम है? नहीं, ठीक है लड़की, ठीक है, कोई बात नहीं। पेन बह रहा, पेन। एक और मैसेज, हाँ। हाय नितिन। Decibels के साथ कब होगा? Decibels के साथ होगा। इसके लिए बोला था, बट मेरे को रैंक मन अभी पॉकेट शुरू करो ना, करो ना क्या शुरू किया हुआ है, हाँ, काट देना। जैसे ले लेना फिर से करूँगा, या आई टेक माई गिफ्ट विंग्स। मोबाइल वाला पोकेमोन ओरिजिनल तेरे को पता है? मुंबई में कौन है? कहीं मैं मुंबई ओनली। इतनी डिप्रेस्ड
Show you something. Show you something. Don't count. Crazy, no? हाँ, और उसके ऊपर
You have to use it.
उसके ऊपर ये भी टक्कर 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 If you're happy and you know, clap your hands. Go, go. No दिया? क्या?
मेरा काम भी
वो एक ही दिया ना मुझे।
उधर 10 मिनट बैठने का दे मेरे को।
ये ले, 10 मिनट। मारो इसी पिंक दी। कितने मैचेस हो गए? अभी 1-1 चल रही है, 1-1। टुमारो जी वर्सेस रेयर एटम। रेयर एटम कौन सा टीम है?
Hello, GB69.
T169, very famous guy in Twitter.
Yeah.
Giving goosebumps to everybody.
The PR of T1. T1 has a PR team. When will you have one?
I have only RRT.
दीदी म्याओ म्याओ वाला सॉन्ग गा दे, सैड फील कर रहा है
Love you, Pinky, love you. You come Patrick Goe, right? Yes. Cut it off. तो दे दे ना पंको चालू कर रहे हो
दे दिया ना और कितना दो नहीं है वो भी दो
कैम वाला
तू चुपचाप बैठ काम कर मेरे को मत सता
देख रहे हो ना गाइस एनिवर्सरी के 5 दिन पहले देख रहे हो ना चैट एनिवर्सरी के 5 दिन पहले देख रहे हो ना मुझ जैसे अबला जेंट्स का हालत टेनिस एक्सीडेंट रन रहा हाँ क्या क्या ये म्यूजिक से कॉपीराइट पड़ने वाली है देखिए इसी एपिसोड में भाई से पैसे मिले थे 50 बाकी सब चीजें ऐसा बंक्स बाय हमारा ड्यूलिस्ट फैल रहा है अब तो नियॉन नर्व के बाद देखते हैं और सुना है जेट भी इनसे ने देखते हैं मेरे को भी देखते बंक्स बाय पॉइंट्स किसे खरीदने का बताऊंगा मेरी जान लव यू यार सुधांशु ये मैप के बाद बताऊंगा ज्यादा लोग को आने दो भाई जब मेरे पास इतना सारा पॉइंट्स है तब स्किन्स लाएगा ये राइट जब पॉइंट्स नहीं है तब बराबर स्किन्स लाते स्ट्रीम स्नाइपर्स कब होगा चलो अभी आएगा 2 मिनट में आर्कन वैंडल पैक लिया रूटर शॉप से हाँ क्या भाई एक्चुअल में सस्ता पड़ा ना रूटर शॉप क्या है साइट है वीपी तुमको नॉर्मल वैलो वीपी से तुमको कम में मिल और लेजिट साइट न्यू बंडल देखा नहीं
Now we're heading in towards Haven, which was not great as much as you would expect for Global Esports yesterday. They did budge out a win, but it wasn't the cleanest of wins. And now they're going up against NAOS, who do have a pretty great and solid Haven themselves. Komodo,
yes,
about what we
10-20 years cheaper than right. 10-20 के से ज़्यादा रे ज़्यादा कैशबैक भी है ना डिस्काउंट के साथ
I felt like with that music that I was gonna break out into like country song or something like that. I was vibing in that little 10-minute intermission.
G का event management is good, not gonna lie. Yes, it's very good.
Yesterday against Orangutan, right? So getting out of the gates straight away, it's shaking off the nerves in yesterday's series. It's figuring out what works really early on if we can. Right now, it's a very different scenario, though, right? It's 2 maps done and dusted, 13-10s, really close action. This is a series now that really can go anyone's way.
Absolutely, and it's given to the fact that NAOS have got the potential to play off on some of against some of these big teams right there, right? Global Esports, of course, they're brand new. They're not even more
पोटेंशियल है डैमेज करने का VCT में क्या बोलते हो आप पोटेंशियल है रे मेरे को पहली बार थोड़ा अच्छा फील हो रही है
a little bit more
शक्तिमान देखे बचपन में ऑब्वियसली मेरे को लग रहा है अच्छा होएगा इस बार
2 years now. So we will be seeing what NAOS can do best on this map of Haven. They've played it a multitude amount of times, but are they going to change their composition again to support that?
I think this roster of GA has a lot of potential. Yes.
For the last 2 maps or not. Do you feel like they might integrate that Fnatic Yoru ISO comp because they just love that double duelist, or do you see them just kind of settling into the breach in Neon?
कौन जीतेगा?
That would be a wild one. Not gonna lie, that would be.
G का इतना strong नहीं है.
Getting the Yoru and the
Haven.
ISO back in this current meta when you're not.
At least जितना मैंने देखा.
When you've already showcased to us that you're willing to play a Neon, right? So that's why I was a little bit surprised coming into Sunset that we've got the Neon with the ISO, right? I could see that probably being another possibility.
ये की जर्सी पहन लो भाई भाई अच्छे डोलू भाई हेलो.
Side of NAOS in that series as well, right? It was Eman on the smokes.
कब है मास्टर्स 3 महीने बाद है ना 3 महीने बाद है शायद.
See that because that's the only scenario that I can really see in how they continue a double duelist lineup. It's if Jar's on duelist and Moja's on duelist, Eman is on smokes because you're not taking Zabi.
रुको काम कर रहा हूँ chat काम कर रहा हूँ.
And I mean you're not really taking Nexi off of Cypher either, right? So that's really the only way that I see it. So there really is the whole discussion right now for them in their camp. Are we double duelisting and we're having those 3 players play them, or are we changing it up and potentially having the breach and everything and playing a little bit more, I don't want to say mundane, but it kind of is mundane meta agents.
Yeah, it's kind of gone that direction where just if you're not playing the Neon and breach, you almost feel like it's just you cannot take that A main control, right? It's pretty easy because you just got the 1 stun, 1 recon, and you got to maybe 1 smoke a little deep towards A main if you're on defense. It's pretty easy to get that. But hey, we will talk about what's going to happen on Haven from the side of Global Esports. So you got Juvenile once again coming up here to join us, ladies and gentlemen, right before the 3rd map. So gets a little bit of insight as to what exactly is going to change from what we saw yesterday. Welcome, Joey. Tell us what is going to be different in Haven today.
Hey boys, we're gonna play a little bit more.
Hey boys,
we're gonna play these 2v2, these 3v3 situations with a little more confidence, no more sitting still.
2% बैटरी में काम कर रहा हूँ chat. क्या लगता होगा?
Yeah, just play better. I don't want to give away too much right before we play, but you guys will see in the server different changes. You guys let me know.
I mean, to be fair, I did, see. We all, of course, did see in that last map, right, of Sunset. The 3v5s, the 3v4s that you guys were getting confidence to fight off. The utility was on.
Hey, lag क्यों हो रहा है?
Now we're in such good post-plant positions that the players figured it out really well.
एक सेकंड रुको.
Understood, how to counter and made a really great comeback. Now
Good.
on Haven, yesterday was pretty much a similar story. You're going neck and neck against OG. Do you feel like to kind of maybe put out a statement win on this map of Haven, or do you feel like NAOS are going to give you just as tough a competition as the previous 2 maps?
Oh, they'll play is just as tough, man. I told you, this team is good. This team is always good. And when Jaws playing like he's playing, bro, it's tough, man. This guy's plus, I don't know, 37 it feels like. He's just running around fragging out. So, if we can shut him down, we can have it come with an easy win. But I don't think it's going to be easy for sure.
Yeah. What I'd like to know if on that map, if you can even remember back to halftime, was it already planned to kind of have Patrick be fast on the defensive side and get into these duels really early, or did the team decide to do that mid-game?
No, that's definitely a plan in general. That map in general, Sunset, is made to be aggressive. If you're playing Neon and you're not being aggressive, you're not playing Neon right. That's just the reality.
They did find a counter maneuver for your plays, right? Every time you went and grabbed a little bit of a, aggressive control towards B main or A main, they would instantly find themselves in your spawn at times, and
1%.
They were taking market control at times as well. Was that a call from you during the timeout where you were kind of, simulating, okay, they're going to be taking this control, we're okay relinquishing that? Or was it something that the team decided to understand that we're going to take space that they leave instantly, and it's okay even if they are in our space? What was the things happening in that timeout, if you could give us a little insight up with that?
No, I mean the reality is that's the first time I've really seen a team consistently react that way. You know, most teams don't react that way. They might go to the other site, but very rarely do they end up in your spawn. You know, 6 rounds and a half. That was definitely a unique, for us, and it's something that we get used to, but you know,
चार्जिंग कर वही करने डाला.
Yeah, I mean, one of the really cool adjustments for you guys at the league
Ah.
on the defensive side was the retakes, right? You had the right opportunity and positions, you had the right retake utility really prevailing in the end there. So I'm kind of wondering, I guess, a two-layered question here. Number one, did you expect JAR to be coming out with the ISO? And number two, those retakes that you guys are coming out with, you know, they're at the back of sight time and time again. How did the team kind of feel about having to change those retakes in the end?
Yeah, I mean, it's just an adjustment you have to make, man. That's part of the thing we're trying to teach them. It's part of the thing we're trying to practice with is just being able to make adjustments. So that I can't be able to talk every single time. You know what I mean? So we have to be able to make those adjustments mid-game, and that's something that we're gonna keep working on, keep focusing on, and yeah, man. At the end of the day, by the end of the season, I want that to be one of our strengths is that we can adapt to anything another team does and have an answer quickly without waiting for a timeout.
Yeah.
Very nice,
We're
very
heading
cool.
into Haven now. You know, they've played double duelists so far in both the maps. You know,
Language Rudy.
bring out the ISO. Are you expecting a double duelist to come in to even this map from them? Because they played the default comp pretty much the last couple of times, but they could throw a curveball. Do you expect them to throw a curveball towards you?
I expect them to put Jaw on ISO again. That's what I expect. So we'll probably see the Fnatic comp.
Bhai
honestly,
ja. Tu ja
All
re.
the best to you, Juva. You've got another map. Hopefully you can secure the dub with this one. We'll see you at the end of the third one. Bye-bye.
Thanks, boys.
ये अच्छा बंदा लगता है ना चाट.
Yeah, well, he feels
Fnatic comp, huh?
confident and-
Fnatic comp.
Yeah.
भाई चालू होएगा हेलो.
And I honestly, I like it, man. I would love to see Ja once again on the ISO. He's been giving us the highlight reels pretty much live, and Moser has been supporting him. Although
ये जो जी को हेड दे रहे हैं लास्ट ईयर कन्वर्जेंस में जैसे टोरे पर से हारते बची थी फॉर स्पोर्ट्स में
I don't know.
एविसिटी 2024 में बासर में जैसे ने जो किया है इस बात
it
पे
up and get a little bit of extra comfort and change it, and you've got
You got a point.
no immediate pressure in this sort of game coming forward. I think maybe sure, why not throw it on the Yoru? Let's just do it.
जी को तो मैं अकेले ही हरा
Well,
दूंगा
let's just go ahead
1v5
and find out,
करके.
what's the draft looking like? The agents are being picked up as we speak, and we've got.
कॉमेडी करते हैं भाई.
Okay, just change the name, but that's all right.
Score prediction मेरे हिसाब से
okay, they're going for the Fnatic.
Yeah, they're
नाउस
doing it.
जीतेगा.
Okay.
Yeah, he said it, and they're
मेरे
picking it
हिसाब
up.
से
No
नाउस
problem there,
जीतेगा.
and Global Esports going to be sticking to what they know best. As
13-5
NAOS really feeling comfortable on that double duelist, it seems,
लग रहा है.
as we continue further on to another map of constant aggression being at least in the game plan for NAOS. But once again, is this going to be something that they play like Fnatic, or is it gonna be something like Sunset-esque, where
वो लोग का कॉम थोड़ा tough to deal with है.
try and take aggressive A? Are they gonna try and push them towards B to maybe force up A link?
और
make them
साइड
feel
बड़ा है ना,
comfortable?
3 साइड
Because
वाला मैप.
if a similar game plan is coming in from Sunset, Haven is a map where using that kind of positioning, where you get into the enemy's region of spawn, is actually a lot more useful than just Sunset, because of how big and how much variety of movement you have on this map.
Yeah, I mean, to answer your first question that you say a little bit earlier, are they gonna be able to play it
But
like
bridge comp is
Fnatic?
good.
I think
Bridge
it's
comp is good,
always
लेकिन
gonna
वो
be
लोग
one of
वापस
those
return
things
space
where
ले
Haven-
सकते हैं फट से.
Fnatic is a team that is always tried to be emulated. You know, they're one of these top teams.
नियान
for
के
a
साथ
reason.
एक ही
But
बेस्ट
you also have to consider
वो है.
that Durka on that Yoru, he
Initiator,
finds
bridge.
so much space,
एक ही.
so much impact for like Althea to get those kills on the ISO, right? So I'm looking
Yeah,
towards
yeah.
this one, and I'm considering. Are we gonna see the same sort of consistency and ability from Moja and from Jar on these agents? And C and Garage splits are pivotal of a in a map like this, and they're already holding W through a smoke the different way. Like,
Well,
what can you do?
Yeah. Yeah. Nexi's gonna hold on for as long as he possibly can on the back of site there, as forgive me, back of garage, outside of garage, as he's gonna wait for Global Esports to make their move. But he's going all out towards this spawn region. Now they come, one for him.
Oh!
No, it's gonna be shot Xavi to shut them down. As now
Slide करता तो हो जाता.
aggression once again. They're not afraid of
Don't
holding the
forget
front
who-
lines. Something that they should have considered on Sunset as well. But there's
ये नाउस
maybe
क्या है
I
नाउस
can see
का
them treating
नाउस ने बहुत
this
खेला
Haven
रे
C site as something that they did for the Sunset B, right? Like in Sunset B, they go for that market hit. They want to go aggressive from the site itself instead of taking it directly from mid-region. So I feel like it's going to be interesting about how they treat this Haven C site similar to that.
Yeah, I mean, you know, there's a pistol round gathered by NAOS, right? So if you're looking for differences, you are really looking for your
NAOS is
rotation
which
timing,
team?
like you say for
Ascension
NAOS,
team.
right? But you flip it on over to Global, and I'm kind of considering for them, what differences are they doing here compared to
Deploying
yesterday, right?
drone.
Because you saw firsthand, Uni,
C पे जाएंगे हम लोग.
the sloppiness, right?
No
I guess I'd say
info.
for how Global were playing
पूरा
against
C खा लिया.
Orangutan, right? Who
Yep,
went
yep.
around the map a little bit for themselves as well. Into
पूरा
this
खा
one,
लिया.
right? It's early. It's just pissed around. It's the secondary round where they stack towards A.
इतना आराम
give
से
this
info
one,
लेके
but
गए
come
सीधे
gun
ना.
round, right? Are we seeing more aggression from Patrick? Are we seeing more setups to come through from KLS? Like, these are the questions that I'm going to be asking to really
मेरा
see.
message
How
क्यों नहीं जा रहा?
are you
आ रहा है.
putting your player on the top pedestal, who's already nearing 50 kills for your team this best of 3?
Go, go, go.
Well, once
मुझको
again, we
boom
go on
esports
that
से
eco,
offer
and
आया था, मैंने
Global
मना
Esports
किया.
in this series have been pretty good on these rounds. As Deep Smoke comes in to try and let them get out of here. Ja initiates his shield as the
ये गया,
Xavi
ये
8K
गया.
tries to get a kill. The stun is
ये
perfect.
गया.
Both of them struggling, but 2 bullets at the same time better than 1. Yunatan finds 1, makes it a
भाई,
double.
Yunatan
Moser
है.
comes in for the trade. The paranoia too good. He spams them all down.
Last
But
player.
the
Oh,
damage done by
Mara,
Global Esports
bhai.
is pretty significant. Multiple weapons dropped here. Emin gonna try and run away with that Vandal, but he's gonna be
Vandal ही
allowed
नहीं मिल रहा था
to. Yeah,
उसको.
he's gonna be allowed to. Yokum had to die to the spike there.
Need
as,
serious
Vandal
aim
will
to
be seen in
instead
the
had no
last
luck.
second,
Help. Only two
was gonna be
things:
getting away
team
with a scare
deathmatch
there, honestly.
and range.
Yeah, close to the end as well, right? Lots of kills to come through. It does look awkward. I saw that undercard go through, and I'm
Keep
thinking,
playing,
oh yeah,
keep playing.
pistols, you know, 1 or 2 shots, they're dead, they're vulnerable. No, it looks a little bit more awkward to come on through, but Moja stabilizes, and now Uni is the important one. Kills collected earlier on means more vulnerability because of all of those light shields on the side of NAOS, but more importantly, more strength over for Global just on weaponry, utility, shields, and early information where now you got to be a little bit more cautious if you're playing by yourself as Yunatan. At least you're still getting trapped by it currently. That wasn't destroyed by that shocky.
Found you.
Oh, the tripwires allowed him to get in. Mosier, he's got an incision point here, and he could be dangerous. And he does. He gets away with it as well. All the way back towards A he goes. As instantly,
yeah.
the trajectory has changed. And now on the back of Mosier's ultimate now, thanks to that kill, will find the A side for themselves, which is completely, by the way, empty. A great sell from Mosier alone on that C side.
That's actually huge. The fact that he does pick up Dimensional Drift on the back of that kill actually means that they can full pivot and full path into this A side to establish an
retake.
open
Fast
home
retake कर सकते
plan
हैं वैसे.
with a
नहीं यार,
one-way.
counter
You
blind.
have to go quick as Global.
अर्जुन ने डर से
Yeah, you
counter
have to,
blind
and they're
से.
going in as well. When
Okay.
he gets through, the trades are there, but now doing that bit as well. Too much chaos, a lot of stuff happening through walls and through smokes. But in the end, it's going to be NAOS coming back on top.
Under
Global
Haven,
Esports,
Omen blind too
they start
strong.
off on Haven once again with a little bit of uncomfortability. But this kill, man, was everything for NAOS to win that round.
I mean, I'm thinking about the
अच्छा
differences
कुछ
if
लेकिन पापी ना
Yunatan
कुछ
finds that
कुछ
kill compared to not, right? You put a stopper on any C progression, Kazavi still falls back in
ये
that
कॉम का
scenario
सीन
to
होने
assist
वाला
the
है
rest
भाई.
of the team
ये लोग
now,
का कॉम अच्छा है,
changing
मैं बोला
course
ना, वो
over
लोग
towards
कॉम
A.
अच्छा है.
You don't have the clearance factor of the whole side as well.
And I
You
take
don't have the
comp for a
rotation
reason.
coming through from Global because they lose the C fight. They think the rotations are happening and they're not, and then they pay post. So really that first kill in the round kind of sets the scene for the whole remainder of the round, and we're back on the foot for Global Esports where they lean towards this alpha side yet again. They do take a bit of space, granted, deep up through long. It's still safeguarded by that deep trap wire, and poor, unfortunate Yunatan again is in a 1 versus X scenario by his loads himself. Good for a bit of chipper damage, yeah, for sure,
Shit.
but still
एक बुलेट, दो बंदे एक बुलेट के थे.
Yeah, and now I'm pretty sure Patrick's going to be taken out here as well. Yeah, he can go down. Another one. No, Philly's going to be finding that trade. They do have a vandal work with Ja. Activates that shield. Instantly taken out. The double tap is going to be still available to him if he finds a kill. That is. He's and see to find it, but he's gonna let his opponents come to him. Evan's gonna do all the baiting work for him now. They're gonna peek on the back of that counter. Flash connected through. Ja's gonna get one. Evan's gonna follow it up. And Ja, just the one more frag, and he's gonna secure the round. Number 4, pretty simple for NAOS. Not too much loss, just a one man. And Global Esports now have a bye, but this is gonna be a very important bye for them to win.
Yeah. Bit of a leak over at their seaside at the moment as well, isn't there? Yudotan's utility
Bancho, thank you for the membership.
By fake outs too, so I'm considering adjustment period is in order for Global Esports in that little scenario. Maybe a bit of deeper utility, maybe you play bodies a little bit closer. There's no Neon that's running in against you, right? There's still forward pathing from these players. If we're not seeing Moja deep in towards the site, you kind of can set yourself up for holding strong angles around the site. And you have to have this very real discussion. These are the sort of early scenarios that a team like NAOS will set you up for when you see the same sort of utility, you're expecting them to hit C and they immediately don't. It's another fake that comes through, right? So there's a very large importance right now on a good discussion and decision to be made for Global Esports. They've found some success creeping up through A, right? Are they going to try and get an operator on the A line? Or are they going to put Patrick over at the C line potentially? These are the things that you're kind of rambling against in your head. And I'm looking at the radar now, Uni, and I'm seeing positionally, we're going to get the Neon operator peek down through sewers. Potentially Crystal sets him up with a dart, and they change it up where they have a little bit more bodies over at the
system. और रोकना पड़ेगा बस.
Yeah, it could be a bit of a troublesome peak for him though, because look at it now. The entire team right now going to be aggressing on towards A, and the cage is going to protect him. The camera's going to push him off as well. Ja has been reconned. He's going to get away from the dodge right now. And he knows that the op's here now. They know they gotta play safe. They're gonna do everything. The undercut, the paranoia, everything comes through. Xavi's entering the site. They push the op behind, and Mosier is gonna make sure that he does not push any further. Weapons being exchanged. Double tap activated, but he's going a little too far. The one way wasn't necessary to be pushed there. And one after the other, instantly Global Esports capitalized upon the mistake made by Ja. He went a little too deep and gave up his life, and that was the point where Global Esports said, all right, that's it, push it and take him out right now.
Yeah, on the board for them as well, right? You got the plant to come on down. You got the Hunter's Fury available to try and buy time, but it's exactly as you say, it is go time to get in there nice and early as Global Esports. You're ripping the Neural Theft in the mix. You got a Hunter's Fury as your own as well, but it really is just no two left feet to come through from Patrick. He's making sure it's one in front of the other. And the kills are being collected for him and the squad on
Thanks,
Global
I
as well.
love
so
you.
you're on the board, you reset yourselves mentally,
Chalo,
physically into the server, but I look towards the ultimate lineup on the side of NAOS and I think, Hunter's Fury still available. You've got, you know, Nexi as well available with the Neural Theft, but more importantly, mate, you've got Ja with the kill contract.
Yeah, I think he's gonna go for it right now. Yeah, there he goes. He's picked up somebody, and it's gonna be Kelly.
Yeah, Kelly.
He's got the duel as well. He's gonna win that duel, and that's a free kill for him. Instantly, Patrick, he activates the other side of the map, but he's gonna lose that fight. And Global Esports losing members on every part of Haven right now. Poppy protected, taken out, and that's gonna leave the one and only Crystal alone.
Very balanced
agent. And I'm pretty sure he's not far away from being hunted.
A little bit confused for a couple of members on Global there. You know inside that you want to try and get the kill. You want to find the space for more impact in the team. When you lose a kill or two at the very beginning, you know, you lose the Gulag 1v1 fight. You lose your lightning guns over at the side of A as well, right? These two ultimates that are both, you know, one for each side, resulting in great strength for NAOS at the end there. I mean, you see the Neural Theft go down, and you're always going to understand from Yudotan, I want to get in to garage, I want to find some space, I want to try and get a pick and get out, bring this round back into a workable scenario. It doesn't happen at the end. Crystal only good for one on the escape, by the way. So far, for now, this half has gone swimmingly.
Yeah, pretty smooth. They've been, you know, really great with the utilization of that, you know, kill contract. They know exactly, you know, how to move in the minute they know that, okay, you know what, one player has gone out of the site. We have to rush in as soon as possible, even before, even if Ja loses that fight. But I think the big problem that ended up happening was Patrick's kind of impatience to kind of, activate that overdrive and move in from the A main side. And he lost his life there as well.
He got caged off.
Exactly. Yeah. So that was a problem. Now they're aggressing on C to get a little bit of information and close out this part of the map because now they've been abusing it every single round. Ja holds it down, and Global Esports with a deep smoke. Not too much control, but they have numbers here.
Oh! Yeah, but the problem is, look at the utility. You still got the shield. A lot of it is peppered on through, but the bullets at the moment, they're training in crossfires. Swift past the eyebrows, but it doesn't really matter for Global Esports at the moment. That's not the target. They want to be hitting Udotan. M1 to dispatch a view. And now it's all on to the Crystal Man. And once again, unfortunately, where are my friends? They are gone.
They're gone.
Save simulator.
ये कॉम्प के लिए जीतने के लिए ना एक
early
pick फिर बाद में retake
a little bit of a retake gameplay that could have helped them honestly because of the pace at which NAOS are constantly abusing that C site. I feel like the Rolling Thunder is a really effective tool for them to kind of just push them out of the site, take good fights, set up Patrick in good positions with that ultimate and the rest of the utility that Kelly's can provide as well. But it's all going to be in question if or not Global Esports are going to actually continue on that path of aggression on that C side or not. What do you think about it? Yeah. Should they play a little bit safer now that they've got I mean it is an eco, but I'm talking about the next round maybe.
Well, the problem is just individually, the kills aren't being collected for Global. It doesn't really matter as a team at the moment, right?
Yeah,
it's
map
just
the
isolation of a couple of these Global members, and it's just the scaling of utility that NAOS are throwing their way, changing it up from this C utility dump pressure, from this dry peaks coming on through. Now you're staring against Dimensional Drift, right? You've still got that Hunter's Fury. If they get pinged out, general combo that comes on through, and I know it is Vivo, but it's a standard set of utility to come out. And the kills are there. Finally won by Kelly's, but it's exactly what I see. It's like magic. You read the script. Dimensional Drift, ping out an opponent, strikes them out with the
ulti blind,
and Hunter's Fury comes on through, and things just crumble for Global.
Yeah, Crystal will find the one trade, and that's going to be it. It's still a 3 versus 2. It is actually doable. They've got 2 weapons now, and even though the drones are currently being exchanged, they've spotted one player. They know that Patrick has got a lot of utility. Recon's gone out. Stun comes through. He's missed that opportunity to take that kill down. Needs to slide out. No, he couldn't. He should have slid out there to probably take that first fight. It's going to be Xavi once again, standing alone on site, making sure he is going to be the first and last line of defense. 7-1 now. It's getting scary, Komodo. I'm not going to lie.
I want to highlight for those that might have missed the game yesterday, the Haven result for Global Esports. They found 8 rounds on their defensive side. And that was the closeout for the series, right? They had 5 attacking rounds. The half was 5-7 by math. It's always scary to do that in the broadcast, but we're there. It's now 7 for NAOS on this attacking side. So literally anything extra is massive of change.
Yeah,
we do have double duelist Global here, 2 light kills, but it's just the pace change up once again for now. Back towards C, not seeing any contest from any members there. They'll break these traps, they'll get on through. The only difference being the Global should have a very quick flank and a player advantage now.
Yeah, it's going to be Udotan. He's picked up. He's going to win. No, he's not. Jock takes him out, and that's going to call in for the retake. It's a 3 versus 4. Patrick's on the flank. Josh not ready for... No! Oh, Patrick! No. What have you done, Patrick? How? Patrick, how? Kelly does have the ultimate, and now that ultimate might end up going for a waste, unless, of course, he executes it. Yes, he will. Trying to play up close. He was a little too late. Xavi expected it, but just the move there was a little too off. Emin has to go back. He's going to wait for Ja to come on from the other side. It's going to be clear. Raining shots from him. Only the one, though, for Ja. It's going to be Emin to close it out, but Poppy stands strong. Finds the second for Global, and I think they've heard you. 7 should be the max that they need to give away on this defensive side.
बस भाई आप टेंशन मत लो, टीम 31 अक्टूबर को अनाउंस हुई है. दे आर स्क्रीमिंग ओनली फॉर 3 वीक्स एंड 3 डेज. यही मैं बोला, पता है. दैट्स व्हाई वी आर होस्टिंग दिस इवेंट. यही मैं बोला ऋषि सर, यही मैं बोला. आई गॉट योर बैक्स G5, टेंशन मत लो. लेकिन ये जो पत्रिक भाई ने किया है उसके बारे में एनी कमेंट? क्यों थ्रो किया आपको पता है ना? नाम चेंज नहीं किया उसने अभी तक, इसलिए. सोच के देखो, सोच के देखो.
now for the hopeful opening, which they managed to successfully get.
Yeah, that's a big kill there from Patrick. Secures the aim.
अन्ना के पास बॉटल अभी तक आया नहीं करके बोले थे अन्ना, इसलिए
Looking for him and found himself, and he was just not ready to expect Kelly as they're coming in that late. Global Esports proactiveness.
But
is
this
working
this
for them. They're getting
lineup is
aggressive, and
looking
it's
very
rewarding them with
promising.
map control and a lot of kills. But Xavi, he gets both of them back from
I
the
have the
grave.
spike.
What the hell is that?
Almost
That
promising.
shouldn't have been possible at all. And of course, Jahed's up
शायद
on
से
the rotating crystal.
शायद से
That's opened up
promising.
the C site. And now it turns away.
Yeah, I would like to
from Global
apologize
Esports
for
once
the
again.
jinx here.
5v3, as it just was,
Last
has
player
now turned
standing.
in to a 3v1.
अचानक से 4 बंदे ढेर हो गए. Goat.
Revealing area.
Another scenario for Global Esports where it's a 1vx here, Uni, but this time it's not Crystal.
Spike
It is
planted.
Kelly S, and he
इतना
will be
पैसा
given
spend
a
करके
bit of a crack.
इधर मैं solo versus squad कर रहा हूँ. Any comments?
It's pathing away from the utility at the moment, but a plant for backside. You hear what Sova's over towards there, but you don't know where the remaining two are. It really does just come down to trying to bait it out. And I mean, I'm even looking at the contingency that you've got over on the side of NAOS. You know, ignore the ISO for that matter. You've got a Harness Fury, right? That is your contingency in this round.
Good.
Not even needed.
5v3 से अपने 5 गए.
Yeah, perfect works right now from
उनके 3 वैसे ही है.
even though they lose a
कुछ
couple
तो
of players
राज
early
रहेगा.
on, such good control from
इसके
Global Esports, but they just give it
क्या
away
बोलते?
almost. It felt like Xavi just
JD
kind of
भाई,
peeked them for
JD
free,
भाई
and he
कहाँ
got
दिख
2
रहे हैं?
kills like
मेरे
it was
को कभी
nothing.
क्यों नहीं
And
दिखते?
even this, I'm
I
not
mean,
sure.
JD भाई वो
Patrick should
करो
have actually
super
used
chat
that bait, to be
membership
fair. I feel
cast
like
दोस्त और
he could
वो
have been set
सब.
up for 2 there if he just let them cross by.
When I see the scenario of a 5 versus 3 and you've got 2 players still pushed up through A long, I'm immediately kind of considering a dark cover at the top of A and get out of dodge, right? You're playing towards the numbers there. You're expecting utility to be used back for NAOS to get in towards the site. That's mainstream ways to get, you know, that round to transition into a phase. They overstay their welcome, and now they have to dig deep in a round such as this on an eco to try and, you know, make it a not a 10 to 2 half,
Game
not
Master
a
जी
9
नाम
to
है.
3 half.
हाँ ये रहा.
Kind of feels like it might
21 days since
trickle
team
in
made
that
and
tangent,
full
because
3
right now,
days
Global
since they have
Esports have
started
stuck their
bootcamp.
gut of
They should be
sticking
prepared
outside that C
to win
site.
it all.
All 4 are
100%
here.
win rate
Just the
चाहिए
one
हमें.
player hoping that nobody flanks them from B. As now it's just quietly
saying.
find their space into the B site.
Coin toss कैसी चल रही है?
Yeah, we'll got
Scanning ahead.
eventually. Haven't really seen
Coin
too
toss
much
कैसी चल
B-side
रही है?
endeavors of eventual plant locations, have we? But if they manage to do so, I kind of feel like it would give a little bit of an incentive for Patrick to maybe even use the overdrive.
Well, you called it. There he goes. He's gotten the first, and now there's 3 more to go. Just
Yo,
preemptively
come
making
bolte.
sure nobody's coming in through that smoke so that he can find a free kill if at all possible. There's a stun that comes through. He puts his own. Patrick finds a second, and once again, it's the overdrive that's creating the chaos, creating the difference, and he's gonna make it work all the way, gliding across and just absolutely
Bottle मिल गया
demolishing
लगता है
them. Okay, I'm pretty sure there's gonna
Who
be
would
a lot
win?
of comments right
Who would win? 4 fully equipped gun utility boys or 1 Filipino zippy zappy girl? That is disgusting how he's just managed to run around on Neon like that. That is absolutely brutal. It shouldn't
Violent
happen.
legend.
I'm pretty sure we're waiting for you know the Neon nerf comments right now in chat. I mean, of course, G fans would
Nerf
love to
ne
see this
ban.
being exploited, but remember, guys, other teams can do this as well. When it, you know, it's
Yeah,
great
they
when
can,
it's for
they
your
can.
team. You know, it's great when it's for your team, but when you see, you know, maybe you see Dambi in the regular season doing this to you guys, then you're gonna be like, oh my god, can we just get this agent out of the game?
Yeah, legitimately, Darby's experience on Neon and Showcase over at Ascension was probably the decisive.
Bro, I thought G will win very easily, but still they are struggling. What will happen if they play against tier 1? Bro, don't take tension, as you are not paying them. So you don't take any tension. Let the G people take tensions of winning and losing. You can either support them or criticize them, but don't take tensions. ठीक है.
Still possible for NAOS to win at the half, but there's an 8-4 that Global could still get.
Yeah, and I think
एक
they
टीम
are
ने
gonna
ये लेके
try
हारा था.
extremely
कोई कुछ
hard
बोला?
for that. They do
चलने
have
दुनिया ने बोला वैसे.
two
देखा जाए.
ultimates right now, and
You got a point right
useful
there.
ones as well to kind of gain control. A site's been given away from NAOS as they once again find their
This is a chat miss
footsteps
किधर?
treading towards that C site.
Yeah, I'm a mod now. Time to abuse power. अरे ज़्यादा मत करो please.
Teammates, 3 actually to cover up that entire set. The tripwire is going to be broken pretty quickly as well, and now NAOS are going to instantly on the back of that react to the C side.
Power RP कर रहे क्या वो? Power gaming.
That trip is go time in towards C, and Jar actually using the ultimate to a different location too. So meanwhile,
उड़ोतान ने जा को मारा.
loses by the way.
Sally double.
It's going to be another fight.
On stream में बोला उड़ोतान का Sally double.
See, he's got good position right now, but he's in trouble. It's going to be Patrick running into sight. Shabby taps him out. It's going to be Crystal to trade him out. Once again, Nexi keeping things alive at the moment. He's got Emmett to help him out. There comes the new theft. He's going to try and stick the defuse now. Nexi on the reload. He gets it. Oh, during the last second. Oh my god. Oh my god.
Switching
That
sides.
is
If you're
Close
next
close
there,
close
you have to have your crosshair
Close
almost at the right position for when that ping.
भाई जी का मैच है जिसमें एक बंदा है VLT युकम और स्कोर चल रहा है 9-3. What a script right there.
The hat. He already used
Oh yeah,
his
he
neural
didn't
theft.
have. Yeah, he used
He's
his neural theft
hatless.
as well. Yeah, yeah. Man,
Oh,
that
boy,
is
just look at-
unlucky.
Look at this. He's reloading, and he
Careful.
just gets off the
Dekila
reload
lag
at
raha hai.
probably 0.04 to re-equip the gun and get the single tap. That is insane.
I can already see Boom Esports' flashbacks from Ascension Final and Pacific, man. Dreadful times. Now it's gonna continue on their stride.
Yeah, opening kill over towards NAOS as well. Good shock dart, I will add. Causing some
अभी smoke
positions to
डालने
be
से
noted
पहले
down
डाल
deep
दो
in
तो
mid
मजा
as
आता
well,
थोड़ा.
but Jar has
Info
been spotted out of the
वो
front
डिनाय
of
होता
B.
है. मार इसको.
Poor guy. Poor guy. Blinded, stunned, and decapitated at the same time.
That's a good
Nexi
blind,
does
that's a
get
good
one.
blind.
Gonna have to cover back. Kelly
2v2.
almost got taken out there, but Global Esports will instantly on
Kelly
the back of
का
that
HP मेरे को
kill
दिख नहीं रहा है.
travel to the A side and make sure that's where they get the spike down to the ground. It's a 2 versus 2.
Why this light at G
It's
boot camp
actually
looks
pretty
distracting?
low
वहाँ पे
right
हुआ है ना
now.
DJ
The
edit.
stun is perfect. Nexi jumping around. Pretty lucky that Poppy's not decided to spam into that smoke.
Yeah.
Last player
Cover,
standing.
though, there's a gap in that
God,
one.
God,
Together
God,
as
10
the
HP
team.
versus-
Terrible HP at the beginning of this one, but Eman, he has the betterment of it in the
अभी
end.
मारना था
Hell yes,
Eman
I
को.
was looking uni at that 2 versus 2. The Omens had the HP. It was the other guys that did not.
मैंने 13-5 बोला था.
And for Eman, he's able to close that one
ये
down.
अपना
I
map
like
वाला
the
feel नहीं
assault
देता
onto
ये
B. Don't get me wrong
ये
from
कॉम
Global.
के साथ पता
I'm
नहीं.
just surprised that they actually did decide to go back over.
ये बहुत ऐसा
towards
limited
the
options है बताया
trade.
ये map
The
में.
fact that Moja
Fast
gets
control के
Crystal,
बाद
if it
रुक
does
जाना
go the other
पड़ता
way,
है,
the
वो
round
थोड़ा
probably does
दर्द
end
है.
differently. The round probably does go towards Global. And I'm exactly on par with what you say as well. I'm surprised that Papu didn't spray the smoke when the fault line goes through and they're jumping in it.
Yeah, he could hear him jumping pretty clearly. I think even a bullet or two would have helped a lot. But now
Unable to
make
super chat?
best
No,
use
no,
of that situation. They get the air advantage, and the outlaw comes out, and instantly he's gone. He's out of there. Leaf
Oh!
in the wind. Poppy does get the trade.
Love
though.
you,
Xavi
Xavi
overstays
bhai,
welcome.
love you.
That's the ace that actually opened up,
Huh?
unless of course Nexi has something to say
किसी
about
मारा
it. This
इसने
force fight
Nexi
from
ने
Global is going to be proved to be make or break, because if they don't win this round, it might be the end of this series right here, because they'll get up to 11.
अरे
and
मेरा
then
हाउस
it's gonna
मैप
be an
क्यों
eco, which
आता
will give
है?
them match point.
ये शुक्रम.
It would be a mountain to climb and you don't have the right gear, that's for sure. But let's see if they can at least find some damage in towards this round, right? A bit of a reset onto the time. You still do see 2 playing around this A site. You still got
जाको
Nexi with
कैसे
his
वहाँ से
camera
flush out
available.
करेंगे?
You can
नहीं
tap
कर
that out. You still got the trapway there as well. He's the one who's low on HP, however. And with nothing seen over at the C side, nothing over towards the B side as well, I think NAOS are cottoning on to the idea that it was just a time reset back over towards this A site. Great dark cover timing. There's not much you can do about that if you are Global Esports now. And even if you do try to wait it on out, I mean, it's not really going to do too much, is it?
One enemy remaining. 30 seconds left. Spike down A.
It's tough to play against this bomb.
Take that kill onto where it's short. Make sure that nobody's pushing up Ja from the other angle. Even though Ja went away, his undercut did the work for his team to actually secure that round perfectly. And Moser, of course, finishing things off in style.
ये देखो, I have a plan. Sell the team and then spot in T1. क्या हो रहा है वैले में कुछ पता नहीं. टीम बेच के T1 में स्पॉट लो बोला उसने.
That this game will provide to build character, to build strength, to
Pikachu भाई कभी evolve होने का सोचा है आप?
growth development,
हाँ?
which is exactly what they're looking for right now. But for NAOS, I mean,
Absolutely.
they're still looking for that.
Good,
on their
good.
own.
बस
And
जा
Ja,
गया
well,
मतलब
you
round
look at that
जीता.
one. He actually drops the first kill.
जा गया मतलब round जीता. Simple बात है. Simple बात.
Yuratan calm down a little bit, but he's still well and alive. Could probably swap up the weapon that he's got with somebody else just to give them a better fighting chance. But look at NAOS re-clearing the space that Global Esports just gotten in. A drone's coming in though towards
the
A main, and I'm
timing.
not sure they expect this. Perfect. Xavi gets the first one, and instantly Global Esports are now stunned to go back, and Emin just stops them in their tracks. Kelly will get the trade back, but NAOS are not backing away from the fight at all. The recons reveal both of them. Crystal's gonna get Xavi. Yeah, and they're now just going all out to fight this out. Must have been a little bit easier, but now it's a 1v2. And both these players are one shot from the outlaw, so they need to be careful because they know that Mojo's got this out.
Oh, इसको पता है sound आया कूदने का.
Yeah. The only thing is that the timing is filtering this one out. There's the first kill. Fake out two. Don't forget
No,
he's
white
still planning
backside!
Oh no, where is the idea that that one's coming from there? That is shambles. And now it is map point and match point and series point to NAOS and Uni.
Coach bhai,
Yeah, there are.
Coach bhai, need your help.
Biggest issue
Jimmy
with this
bhai.
year was the fact that NAOS, even after being revealed, even after taking so much pressure on towards mid, they still stuck to that fight. And they brought it down. The two players who were there, they just committed. They said, okay, you know what? No matter what, we're going to get away with as many kills as we can. And they made sure that the situation at least came down to a doable one for Moser.
Pros don't
Honestly,
fake while
NAOS
सीन हो
kudos,
गया.
man. Great stuff from them.
Goat,
Yeah.
goat.
Early peek from Jar
मैं
this
तो मैं team
time.
switch कर दिया. उसने
Expecting a
मारा
better
मैंने goat
result,
बोला.
He finds the greater one. The
मैं अभी
star
NAOS
player,
को
star player on the roster for Global Esports taken down. Gotta say, Patrick has had a phenomenal series over the first two maps. You've also got the dimensional drift still
Coach
available
भाई ने
for
बोला
NAOS as well
changes
when
हुआ
they do
करके.
start to regroup together.
फिर
So
से changes
you've got
करने
to
पड़ेंगे.
see some individual brilliance come through from Global to get back in towards this one. They've lost control completely over at C. A feels like it's going to be too much of a
Jui will
fortified
like
wall
knock
to go,
cut at you.
to go and get through two. Safi
Caught in
there with
4K.
3 members. But at least they navigate away back in towards this C side. Hey, off-putting Eman back. It's going to reshuffle the positions of NAOS as well.
Yeah. They're going to have to play a little bit more safer, but Global Esports slowly treading towards B now. And while the stack on A is going to be pretty good for them to instantly make their rotations available, Global Esports will find it for free. Smoke's going down instantly. Yuratan, do you want to challenge that smoke? No, they're going to just hold
TP
on
का
to
sound
this
है. Pin करेंगे
play
क्या वो लोग?
for
ऊपर
the
से
Rolling
करके.
Thunder.
You have to Rolling Thunder and take deep space though. I feel Global at the moment. You can't allow for the dimensional drift to come through, which they do, and now Jar finds Crystal. Things go from bad to worse as it's all coming to a close. I don't know how Xavi managed to find one there. Positions found on Yudo Khan with the neural theft coming on out, but Jar is on a rampage at the moment for 3. A tap onto the defuse. So they know where Mojo is. The neural theft again, but the defuse is just being stuck at the moment. They say nay, as Mojo will put a close on this one, and Jar with the defuse. Universe, it's 13-3 to now.
कोई सीन नहीं भाई. शो मैच है भाई. सीख रही है. अभी भी टीम बनी है. कोई सीन नहीं. कोई सीन नहीं. कोई सीन. Heaven is not our map. सिंपल बात है. सिंपल बात है. अब तक Sunset is looking good with a 100% success rate. हेवन अपना नहीं, समझ रहे? हाँ, आई थिंक इट्स द मैप। कॉम्प भी था लेकिन आई थिंक इट्स द मैप चैट, थिंक इट्स द मैप। बिग मैप में वो कॉम्प थोड़ा सा, लेकिन क्या अपना है पता है, रूटर शॉप में कम पैसे में ज्यादा पॉइंट्स लेने का अपना है। इज द बेस्ट साइट टू परचेज VP पॉइंट्स एट अ चीपर प्राइस। समझ रहे हो? समझ रहे हो? मैंने खुद ने 30,000 पॉइंट्स लिया है और अभी चल रही है 3% ऑफ 3% कैशबैक 11,000 VP पे। ऐसा आप अलग अलग चीज ले सकते हो कम प्राइस पे, इन गेम प्राइस से कम है, और आपका अकाउंट भी सिक्योर है, क्योंकि दिस इज वो वाला ऑफिशियल कोलैब वाला जो भी बोलते हैं उसको। समझ रहे हो? ऐसा नहीं है कि थर्ड पार्टी से करोगे तुम्हारा अकाउंट उठेगा, ना 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 ना। मैंने खुद इसलिए 30,000 पॉइंट्स डाले मैंने। तो जल्दी से जाके चेकआउट करो, और आपको लगता है कि वैल्यू पॉइंट्स के साथ और भी कुछ आपको लेने का है, यू कैन बाय इट। यहाँ पे बहुत सारे वेराइटी ऑफ ऑप्शंस विद वेराइटी ऑफ पॉइंट्स एंड वेराइटी ऑफ डिस्काउंट्स एंड वेराइटी है। समझ रहे? समझ रहे? तो जल्दी से जाके चेकआउट करो। लिंक मैंने डिस्क्रिप्शन पे दे दिया है, पिन कमेंट पे भी दे दिया है, ठीक है? चलो अभी रोसी भाई भी आएंगे और उसके बाद हम चले जाएंगे। रोसी भाई आओ, ये रहा। गुड गुड। रोसी भाई 2 सेकंड तो रुको ना। गुड, ठीक है। तो अगर आपको कम पॉइंट्स में VP या और भी कुछ लेने का है जो इसमें है, आप जाकर चेकआउट कर सकते हो। लेजिट है, 3% डिस्काउंट और 3% कैशबैक भी है जो डिस्काउंट के बाद तुमको मिलता है। मैंने खुद ने लिया, एक्चुअल वाला लेजिट है, एक्चुअल वाला एक्चुअल। खुद जाके मैच वैच कर सकते हो, कैलकुलेट कर सकते हो। आज लॉन्ग स्ट्रीम नो मेंबर्स ओनली, आज शॉर्ट स्ट्रीम प्लस नो मेंबर्स ओनली, क्योंकि कल मेरे को बहुत कुछ काम है, तो आज शायद से मेंबर्स ओनली नहीं आएगा, लेकिन देखते हैं, ठीक है। चलो गाइस, बाय 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 बाय, आदियोस, चढ़वी आदियोस, टेक केयर, सी या, बाय बाय। मिलते हैं रात को। मेक श्योर टू चेक आउट द लिंक इन द डिस्क्रिप्शन एंड द पिन कमेंट। चेक आउट रूटर शॉप। बाय बाय, सी यू, मिलते हैं, बाय।